pushing out. We're not running round in circles anymore. Feels like I've been blown away, and I won't do it again. No, 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 I won't do it again. No, 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 I won't do it again. And I won't do it again. And I won't do it again. These words won't get through to me when I'm not listening. These words are no use, no telling me, is this worth risking? And I won't do it again. I'm reaching out, 'cause I cannot fight this feeling anymore. Feels like I've been blown away. I'm pushing out, we're not running round in circles anymore. Feels like I've been blown away, and I won't do it again. No, 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 I won't do it again. No, 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 and I won't do it again. And I won't do it again. These words won't get through to me when I'm not listening. These words are no use, no telling me, is this worth risking? And I won't do it again. It's contagious. Tell me, do you feel it too? Mr. Magician, tricking me to loving you. Turning pages, looking for something new. But the rain is stopping me from pulling through. I'm gonna take a deep breath, cut the loving in two. 'Cause I'm needing that day, coming straight there from you. I'm gonna take a deep breath, cut the loving in.
Okay, let's get it. Game number one between Glacial Golems and Cowboys. Moitman there in the chat saying Glacial Frogs be put in their place. Was it Cowboys last week that said that they have a meme about the Glacial Frogs? It's kind of wild. Kind of wild. Well, we'll see what happens here. These are two of the, I believe one of the two of the top seeds. In fact, the top two seeds in BTL this season. Glacial Golems with a record of 5-2. Cowboys with a record of 6-1. That means if Glacial Golems can win this game, they would have the same record as Cowboys, but have the tie break above them. They could potentially take the #1 seed with the victory here today. Cowboys with the victory here today would then be 7-1 on the season and should, I think, be secure in, well, it's actually not that simple. They would be 7-1 with, if they could potentially still lose to DPS next week, which would then make them 7-2. And if John Port Jorkers wins out and goes 7-2, then JPJ would have the same record as Cowboys, and then they would also have the tiebreak above Cowboys, because Cowboys one loss on the season so far was to JPJ. Maria's Dungeon is also sitting at 5-2. There's so much that could happen, man. Oh my god. Maria's Dungeon versus JPJ is a rescheduled match that we are still waiting to see happen. So that could be potentially very significant because both of those teams are 5-2. So it depends on what happens there. That will determine what team would have a potential to take over the first seed from Cowboys if Cowboys is to win here today. If Cowboys doesn't win here today, then we have a complicated top like 4 seeds here. DPS can still go crazy too. DPS wins out the rest of their matches and end up at 6-3 on the season. That they could end up, if Cowboys lose both, then even DPS has a chance to get up to the top. So this is, whoo, lots of seeding, lots of top teams matching up here at the end of the season. Cowboys going up against Glacial Golems and DPS for the last 2 matches, 2 of the top 5 seeds. So 2 seeds from the top 5 here. So like strength of schedule for Cowboys here is actually pretty difficult here at the end of the season. Crazy. Tough. The teams at the bottoms have already had their matches for this week. We saw Pan Napaz versus the Doctors, Mingos versus DOV Tigers. Those already finished. Knights of Ishtar is coming up next versus DPS. Knights of Ishtar at 3-4, DPS at 4-3. Just a lot of different things that can happen here. And we're gonna look at the draft here. Cowboys opting for the Lucian Nami bot lane with the Orianna in the middle. Very solid stuff. Where is the boat chicken? This ain't LFA. The Dogs need to pick up a win. Yeah, it would be nice for the Dogs to pick up a win. We'll see when that happens. When JPC wins, says Fleur in the chat there. And we're going to see Ash Nautilus. We saw Ash Nautilus play before, been very popular, and the Victor, so very solid draft so far on both sides. J4 is going to be banned out by Cowboys. Nocturne is going to get banned out by the Glacial Golems. See what the rest of these bans look like. A Moo. So yeah, definitely some focus on the junglers here. Both sides picking their bot lane and their mids. Diana. Someone mentioning about Diana being left open. Lakey said Diana's left open, and Diana was banned here. Left open, but was not chosen in the first phase. So now Diana has been banned. We'll see if we get a jungle pick here and leave top for counter, or do they give the jungle the counter? That'd be interesting. I would expect to. Ooh, and we get a Zac. Hilarious. Really funny. Really funny from the perspective of the Doctors who haven't been allowed to play Zac all season. And we're going to see a Zac played here by Cowboys. We finally get to see Zac. It is not Blob Boy playing Zac. Looks like it'll be Nate Bay playing Zac for Cowboys. Or that could be Zac Top. That'd be interesting. Zac Top from Linian. But we see a Zac. Either way, we'll see how the Golems respond. Why does Linian play Sona? Kind of character fitting. Y'all got hella jokes about Linian being mute. It's crazy. Oh my god. Olaf and Camille picked up here from Glacial Golems. Looks like it's going to be an Olaf jungle for Aku here on Glacial Golems. Why does he not play Sona? Yeah, I figured. And the Camille for Zakatura. Man, the Camille saga has been. Oh my god, it could be Zac Top in fact. Is it in fact Zac Top? Oh my god, it's Zac Top. And the Viego locked in for Cat Cowboys. The Zach Flex. Incredibly interesting. Our game. Red Strike is on Glacial Golems. It's also I would say one of the main coaches for the BTL S18. Said he is not in this game, and it's I Beyond Godly that'll be playing instead. So very possible. It's very possible that Red Strike, and by very possible, I mean Red Strike said he would join me in the booth after the draft. So we'll see if he ends up coming through. All right, on to the client draft we are. We will see where these characters are actually going. I think we can. I don't think there would be any surprises here, unless maybe Viego top would be interesting. Camille Jungle, I suppose, but I'm pretty sure we know where all these characters are going already, so we shouldn't really see any surprises. I would be surprised if we saw a surprise. Remember, we love clips. If you see anything clip related, be sure to clip it and post it in the highlight channel on our Discord. For sure, for sure. We've also been uploading more and more stuff to YouTube. I've recently tried to export some of our more popular clips and our more recent clips to YouTube Shorts, which gets them a lot more views. It turns out it's really kind of interesting. Well, in the clips I uploaded last week has like 2,000 views on YouTube, which doesn't mean a lot, but it's interesting, something. Our older clips, though, don't have the automatic editing into portrait form, so I wasn't able to upload them. So I'm going to need to have an editor be able to upload it into edit it to portrait form for me, and then we can re-upload those. If you're an editor and you can easily transform landscape videos into portrait form videos, hit me up. We need that. We need to hit that YouTube Shorts algorithm. Get the BTL name out there. I need you guys to help me with my application so I can get a YouTube creator badge at DreamCon this year. I doubt it'll happen. I put in an application. I was like, we have a lot of videos on YouTube now that we've translated. We've transitioned all of our VODs from Twitch over to YouTube. My guys better win, or else what? Or else you do something to them, or else you do something to BTL, or else you do something to me. What? Who's the punishment here for? And yeah, looks like these champions are going to go where we expect them to go. Going to have Zakatura on Camille top, Aku on Olaf jungle. That's going to be Squishy Gup on Victor mid, Henry Rux 22 on the Ashe ADC, and Nautilus on I Beyond Godly on Nautilus support. On the other side, that's going to be Enemy 1 on Zach, Enemy 2 on Viego, Enemy 3. I don't know why it's still like that, man. That sucks so hard. I was like, okay, I have to remember who was lined up where so I could call these people out correctly. It's Cat Cowboys, though. They've been doing a pretty consistent lineup, so that should be Linian in the top lane on the Zac. It should be Nate in the jungle on the Viego. It should be Ibis on the mid lane. In the mid lane on Orianna, still myself on the Lucian, and Ether on the Nami. All right, looks like we have a little bit of a delay here before we load into the game. I'm gonna hit you guys with that 1 minute ad break so we can turn off the ads for those that may be joining us after we start the game. So you turn off the pre-roll ads for 20 minutes, and we will catch you guys after the short ad break. a 5. All right.
Indeed.
Welcome, Red Strike. To the
Thank you,
booth.
thank you.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Play. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You with me? 12,
Yup.
13. All right. Let's get into game number 1 between Glacial Golems and the Cowboys. I did not realize Zach had a skin called Zesty Dip Zach. That was interesting. Also, when I was looking at the loading screen, I saw that Steal Myself, casually, has over 1 million mastery points on Lucian.
Well, we have some high expectations this game then.
Let's see what happens. Glacial Golems gonna be looking for the hook. It's not going to land, and they are going to walking over a ward. We'll see how Cowboys respond. Looks like they're going to. They also ping out the Camille. Do the Glacial Golems see that ward? Did we see that? Did that ward get pinged by the Camille? Did the Camille not see it get placed?
I would assume they know, or they should know that somewhere up there is warded. They saw the people walking in.
Okay, they are pinging the vision. They're pinging it in the wrong spot, but they did ping.
They just assume that there is some
There's a
vision.
ward, yeah.
Maybe not seeing the exact ward location.
Okay, fair enough. We'll see what happens here in the early levels. We'll see. Whenever I see Lucian, I'm always thinking, you're on a clock. You're on a timer. You have to get ahead early. You have to be aggressive because your champion just does not scale as well as most other ADCs. You just don't have the DPS. You don't have the damage to tanks. You don't have the range. You're gonna have to take advantage of the strengths that you have early game, like stuff like that, especially with Lucian Nami, to try to win this lane. Because late game, Ashe is going to out damage you and out utility you and outrange you, and yeah, a whole bunch of stuff's gonna feel bad. I'll take that. Lucian is one of my favorite characters. I always had this problem with him.
I will say with Lucian Nami specifically, there's a lot more value in the ult combo. Because like with Milio or Yumi, you do get a bit more of the scaling with the auto attacks because the support scale, but with the EW ult combo on Lucian when you have the Nami on you, which makes things a lot easier.
We have an interesting Zac top here. First time seeing Zac. I've been waiting to try and get the doctors to play Zac. No one let them play Zac all season.
Indeed. We talked about this on Friday. It's not happening.
Yeah, still not happening. There's lots of trades going on. Oh, and the hook is going to land, but Ibion Godly going to do a lot of damage to Steal Myself. Steal Myself is going to get a little bit low here. Are they going to be able to trade back? And is trading back a bit. It looks like relatively even. Looks like a little bit of advantage over to the blue side. Looks like Nautilus is healthier than everyone else in the lane. Every single time I see this Camille, I think about how we tried to play Camille in LFA and how different the Camille looks whenever Zachatura is playing. But it's also not fair.
Zach did his best.
Yeah, I know.
He carried some games on the Camille, alright? That's all I'm going to say.
Fair enough. Some of those games, I think the games, specifically playoffs, were very rough. And I was like, why did we do it? Why did we pick the Camille? Steal Myself potentially some trouble here. Gonna dash out, but it's going to get ignited. Nate Babe is here though. Steal Myself is getting very low. And oh, there is the auto attacker. Oh my god, the heal just barely is gonna be first blood going over to Nate Babe. Just barely, Lucia just barely living. I guess they decided to continue that fight because they knew that the jungler was nearby. And they're gonna get away with it. Lots of trades up here in the top side. Looks like both mid laners recalled. There were lots of trades there too, but they are managed to recall without dying. And Aku is here in the mid lane. Boom, Baby doing a lot of damage to Orianna, but Nate Babe is here as well. There is a stun onto Squishy. Squishy's going to get incredibly low. There is an auto attack, but there is some trades back. There is the hammer. Or the axe, really.
It is definitely an axe.
Exactly, it is an axe, yeah. I was thinking Thor. And nobody dies there. But Orianna does recall. And I guess Victor, I'm assuming Victor will recall. Viego.
Probably should.
In the bot side.
No
and there is the hook going to land onto Nami. But perhaps Not exactly what they wanted. And Ashen's going to get very low, but Lucian's going to take a tower shot. Oh my god, Nate Babe. Flash forward. Oh, it's going to get hooked though. It's going to go down. And there's the flash forward. It's going to go to, Aku's not able to get the kill. The kill goes to Ibion Godly. But here is the Olaf here looking for some more. But Lucian's doing a whole lot of damage. Olaf's going to go down. Oh, and oh my god. Yeah, the early game damage from Lucy and Nami, and that's going to be a double kill going over to steal myself. Cowboys now with the 4-1 lead. Lucian and Nami with 100% KP.
I will say that might be the first time that I've ever seen a Viego not possess somebody under tower and int. Yeah. Every time they do it. Every time. Every time they do it. It doesn't drop tower aggro, guys.
Yeah. There was some discipline there from Nate Babe to not do it. Because, because you get the kills, like, as Viego, like, you got to do it. You got to do it.
Always do it. They're chilling up here in the top lane.
Mm-hmm.
I assume Camille is heavily out-damaging Zac, and Zac does not care, for Zac has blobs.
Yeah. And there is the Orianna ultimate in the mid lane. The Squishy Cup is going to live after the gravity well or field gets the stun, and Zac is going to get brought down low up here in the top lane, but is still alive. It's still Zac. He's probably going to get some HP underneath this tower.
Yeah, because Camille can't really dive with the blobs there, I would imagine.
Yeah. And Orianna
pushed on mid.
to
Olaf is ganking.
And
Orianna should be fine, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, pathing towards bot where that extended fight would lead Viego back into the fold. No dragons.
Good vision control, I would say, of the bot middle area from the red side. You see those two control wards. Here is another engage here. But the bubble does not
Camille
land.
Is down here.
Camille is here. Nate Babe is here as well,
Viego
though.
is too.
And,
no ulti, Camille does have ulti.
And there is a trade. Lucian is able to get one, is going for more. There is the barrier. There's a barrier from Lucian as well. That's a double kill for Steal Myself. Lucian feeling pretty confident here and comfortable. That's a triple kill. It's a 5-0-2 for the Million Mastery Point Lucian.
He seems to be doing quite well on the Lucian, you know?
Yep.
Not much to flame.
I was like, I'm not even sure if it's necessarily like
really
I'm sure some
ADC's player could critique, but you know.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's like mechanical
me.
greatness or just a lot of good situations that keep going this Lucian's way. I mean, obviously, play mechanically well as well, but yeah, there's just a lot of money being fed into Lucian. Lucian now 5-0-2, keeps 100% KP, and is 1,500 ahead of Ashe here before 8 minutes. Has a full item.
Indeed.
That's gonna
We'll
be
taking the dragon finally, trading it for grubs though. They explicitly made those changes to grubs to prevent people from trading them, but if you don't take dragon for a few minutes, then I guess you're trading them anyways.
They trade them anyways, yep. Ibion Godly here in the top side, so they're looking for the dive on Zac. We'll see how this goes. There is the ultimate from Zac.
That's a rough dive.
Yeah. You see, Zac's really difficult.
Even need the passive.
Zac's a tough one to dive, and they learned that the hard way as Camille goes down. As they go for it, the Zac was just staying there on low health. It was like a bait. It was like the global time, like Zac so low, we gotta do it. But it's also Zac.
Did we just see that Orianna ulti?
I missed that. What happened?
I believe that Orianna thought that she had the ball on herself, but it was actually on Nami, so she just airballed it.
I see.
Unfortunate. But they're ahead. I suppose they can make a few mistakes.
Yeah, they're ahead.
Particularly if they're not dying for it. IBG looking around the mid. They do have the numbers advantage here.
Okay.
Looking
for something here, and Zakatara is here as well.
Surely Nape died here, right?
And Nape is out.
I don't know if there was an angle to
Camille. An incredible lollipop there, but it's not gonna be able to not able to get the auto attack for the snare. Orianna's going to be okay. Meanwhile, Lucian is going to get lots of money, get some plates, get some more push onto this tower bot lane. As Ashe approaches, Lucian's gonna be up a bit. Nate Babe is
round
going to get
the Orianna TP.
The teleport coming through. And Orianna is going to make it here in time. Zach is here
Oriana
as
doesn't have
well.
ulti.
But Nate Babe is going to go down. And and there's a double kill for the, but he's taking a lot of the tower shots. Didn't actually walk out of the tower range. I thought he was about to walk out of tower range, but stays there. And that's going to be another kill going over to the Zach. But 2 kills going over, a double kill going over to Etoe.
No
Glacial
shutdowns,
Golems
but
here.
they are behind, so trades are always nice.
Yep. Camille still doing a ton of damage. Zach still just kind of taking it.
These damage charts are going to be Camille #1 on Glacial Golems. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what happens. Olaf will be 10 now. It doesn't matter.
Zach being a little bit aggressive there. And
He's
Zach is
got the
going
HP.
to, is going to get more HP as well as he clears the wave.
Played Zach in ARAM the other day.
Oh, really?
I could just do whatever I wanted. It was great.
Zach's
I'll start playing the
fun-time.
champion support. I didn't even need Warmox. I just clicked W on the wave like 4 times, and all my HP is back.
Yep.
That being said, I imagine fighting the Olaf will be a bit annoying for that Zach.
Yeah.
And hopefully they will be getting a little bit of
Ooh, and there is the
There
Ash
goes the
Arrow
Ash Arrow.
from
They are
home, but
outnumbered here, though.
Lucian does a bunch of damage and is dominating. The Ash Arrow is not going to be enough as Ether also lives. And yeah, Cowboys, that was actually not the fight Glacial Golems won, that they did not have the number advantage. If the Ash Arrow maybe lands on Lucian, maybe they have a different fight there, but Lucian just able to free hit. And Nami is fine. And in fact, Nami's going to heal herself up. Nami is more than fine. It's going to be a 5K gold lead here at around 12 minutes for Cowboys.
Dragon in a minute and a half. Now, even though they are behind, Glacial Golems do have quite team fight oriented champions. So, you know, I mean, Nautilus ulti has oh, the dash forward.
And that's forward into the hook.
Does it matter
Ooh,
though?
oh, but
The
Nami
bubble
is there.
It doesn't matter. It's a little bit too far ahead. and they
Lucian
will
with
get the
8
reset off.
plates. Yeah, Drew.
They did get the barrier. They did get the barrier. We take what we can get. And I
Lucian
imagine if
is
Nautilus had ulti there, then that would be a lot more.
feeling good. 2,500 ahead of Ash.
Dangerous.
Lucian is pretty rich here.
Yeah. I am surprised he's not backing, considering that Dragon isn't 40 and he's sitting on almost 1,300
1,300,
gold.
yeah, sitting on the BF. Probably not going to buy the BF, but sitting on a BF worth the gold.
Indeed.
Lucian potentially in trouble here. He's going to get it collapsed on as Lucian getting too big for his britches. And it's going to be fine, actually. So,
The Ash arrow goes a bit wide.
Goes right, yeah. Lucian not as ahead as he could be on items. And, ooh, the hook is not going to land. Not going to be able to punish Lucian's eating forward right there. And looks like this dragon should be controlled by the Cowboys.
Yeah, it'll be very difficult to walk up with that Lucian aura available to blast whoever frontline is.
True.
Nobody on Glacial Golems is really tanky
Super
in a way that
tanky.
can hit that.
Yeah.
Nautilus, maybe if he has Aftershock, can afford to. Everybody else is just gets countered by damage, so.
And it's going to be an ocean. Are they looking to dive Zach again? Zach hasn't even lost passive, I don't think, this whole game.
That is true. Yeah, without the if you had no passive, it's viable, especially with the Olaf. You can ignore the CC. But,
Right.
the passive is gonna take like a couple of seconds to.
Jungle comp. Accused computer.
Well, I guess his computer. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe that's why they didn't dive.
Perhaps.
They were saved. They were saved by the computer saw it coming and is like, no, you're not diving this shit. Absolutely not.
A bad idea. All right, well, we're going to
Indeed.
transition to a different screen just in case this pause lasts more than 3 minutes, and I'm going to go grab something to drink. BRB. this also stuck
The
in.
unpause was fake. Yep.
Mm,
It was a lie.
certainly this will. Okay. Nice.
All right,
Okay.
there we go.
Nice.
Now, what will Cowboys do? Their lead, and what will Glacial Golems attempt? They're all
Just gotta
resetting on red
see
side, so
how a team
good time.
uses their lead to win the game. We've seen teams have a lead and throw it, especially recently, especially versus them like last night. We saw that a lot.
I had that on in the background. I wasn't watching, but I heard you and old sad boy really
Yeah. Yeah.
really having a rough time, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Mingo's did some things. Made it very interesting. But yeah, unfortunate for the Tigers, they had a lead, significant lead in both game 1 and game 2. And they did actually end up winning game 2, but they almost lost it.
Oh,
they did lose.
Camille in a rough position, but the E is broken. His champion split pushing capability. That's why he never takes flash, and he doesn't need it. And I will flame him for it anyways. Oh, are they gonna look for a dive though? Nami or Lucian?
More diveable champion. Oh, Lucian's looking for the 1v1. Actually, does not want it. Oh my God, Camille. Still, I don't care how far ahead you are as an ADC. That's Camille. You cannot 1v1 Camille.
That's a bit of a bold play.
Camille is made to 1v1 you.
That champion works as a support, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Against
Camille is literally meant to 1v1 ADCs. Unfortunate there for Lucia, just walking up. Hey, mistakes like that are how Cowboys can let the Glacial Golems back into this game. Yeah. Making plays like that. That was a big shutdown given over to Camille. And if you're Lucian, you really don't want Camille to have money. Obviously, after what Camille just showed you, she can do. And we're going to see Nape walking straight into Olaf. Potentially in some trouble here. Going to get low, but okay. Lucian is here with a whole bunch of damage. Olaf is going to go down. Nape is going to possess. And Ibion Gauntlet is going to be left here and is going to go down as well. So there's going to be 2 kills going over to Cowboys. So
a respectable attempt.
Yeah.
But a little bit too far behind on the gold, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The culling a bit too much.
Yeah, we saw the Lucian damage come out immediately as soon as Lucian started hitting. Like, ooh, okay, Olaf is actually made of paper. Yeah, I want to mess with this Camille. Ibis is also relatively low on mana, so probably not going to be able to stay up here.
I'd imagine crashing that wave and then resetting is the play.
Yep.
Maybe lane swapping with top lane is what it looks like, considering they're all backing. Prepping for that Drake in a minute and a half. Yep, that is what they're doing.
Yep, Zach having the teleport available can join.
Indeed. Oriana does too, but I
Camille
imagine they want
does not
Oriana
have the
in place.
teleport available, but Camille
That
probably
has
backing.
a bit more preparation. No.
Okay.
I guess, I mean, it's still a decision for them as to whether or not they want to contest this dragon.
Yeah, that's fair.
They are in a bit of a rough spot. Oh. And Olaf is here. Yeah, it looks like they're...
Zach is a little bit tankier than he was before, but probably not tanky enough to go against both of these two, as they are going to take Linian down. Linian is going to flash onto some blobs, and that was a lot of HP that actually came back, but not going to be quite enough, as Zach does eventually go down into the passive and does go down fully, and that's going to be another shutdown going over to Camille, who also got the shutdown on Lucian. Camille picking up some shutdowns here, and that's going to be the mid lane tower for Cowboys as they are using the Rift Herald on it and gonna try to get another slam. Should get another slam. The slam is going to go through, and that's going to be the inhibitor, mid-inhibitor tower as well for the Cowboys. But Camille able to get an objective bounty up in the top side. Camille getting some money and is the richest person for Glacial Golems by quite a bit.
Second richest person in the game.
Yeah, second richest person in the game is the Camille. And then Lucian is 1,300 ahead of her. Lucian is very rich. Lucian's also sitting on 2,000 right now. So probably has a third item available.
Brother.
Yeah.
Well, I imagine the third item's an IE, so I don't think
Oh,
that
probably not then,
they would have that much
yeah.
gold.
Camille getting 2 towers up there. Actually, now only 600. My God, that second tower gives
I
so
was
much
about to
money.
say.
That's so
So
much
yeah, it's
money.
like 700,
Yeah.
700 plus like the objective bounty, right? Like it's a crazy amount of gold.
Camille now
Camille
only
is
600 behind the
already
Lucian,
fed.
500, yeah.
The win con remains. If you can kill the Lucian as Camille plus Olaf, then yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
Also,
I mean,
just
like
if
I
Camille
said
is
too,
buying space.
whenever they have Lucian, like you got to accelerate the end of the game.
True. I mean, they do have 3 dragons, so that Ocean Soul win con. Ocean Soul on Zack's going to be real fun to deal with.
The student, how did the GOG let Lucian go through? Is Lucian broken right now? I mean, still myself does play a lot of Lucian. Turns out Linian potentially in trouble again. They're again going after the Zack who they did just went after and just died. And yeah, and now they're going after the Camille in the bottom side. So here's a cross map play from the Cowboys, and they are able to get the Camille. That's going to be a kill going over to the Orianna.
No shutdown.
No shutdown. So both top
Indeed.
laners die on opposite sides of the map.
Otacon is up. They could go for this.
Yep. Spawn bot. You see Cowboys go through.
Will they go for it? The answer is yes. I believe, according to what that Viego looks like on the minimap. Yep.
Lucian Nami. Yeah, Lucian Nami was picked R1 and R2 by the Cowboys, so they definitely made it a priority.
Indeed. Oh, that flank TP from the Zack. They are going for plays on both sides of the map.
Yeah.
Really looking for this Victor here. I would imagine a Zack.
Yep. Victor may not be okay.
Well,
Victor's
Olaf
running
is
into
coming.
Olaf, and there's a flash over the wall. Okay, Victor is going to live. I feel like we're getting to the point where it's like, all right, we gotta accelerate. I feel like Lucian's not necessarily falling off right now, but also wait, has he not backed? Yeah, he's still sitting on 1200.
He bought a BF
Okay,
sword.
yeah,
He bought a BF sword. Okay. He backed when he had that 2,000 gold, but after the BF sword, he doesn't, I guess, have inventory space. He wants to hold on to the D-blade for that little bit of lifesteal, I suppose. Olaf is behind the enemy here. He is in a... This is a very strange situation. I don't want to see what's going on in this bot wave. What's going on in this top jungle?
Is another tower for the Camille, and I think Camille can straight up fight Zack now. Yeah, Camille has money. Yeah. Oh yeah. Camille is about this life. Although Zack, I mean Zack's not doing nothing. Zack's not doing nothing.
To say,
Wait, oh my God! And then the true damage Q from Camille just obliterates Zack, and Zack is gone. That was, I thought that was closer. And that's going to be a cross map play yet again. Now Cowboys is going to get the top tower, but Camille just got the bot tower. Does Camille get bot tier 2?
Camille gets bot tier 2 as well. That'd be crazy.
Yeah,
Although I don't think she has enough minions for it. On the, the next wave isn't that close.
Oh my God, she doesn't.
Unless she's just going to tank it.
Oh my God, wait.
All right.
Oh my God, yeah. Jesus, Camille now has more money than Lucian. Camille just took all 4 outer towers. And there is a kill going over to Glacial Golems, and this game is very throwable. Now, Glacial Golems within 2K, and this Camille is an absolute monster. Only 3 kills, but 191 CS, and all the towers in the world, and this Camille has so much money, sitting on 2,500 before she backs.
Yeah, this next dragon fight in a minute is going to be very important.
If you're the Cowboys, this Camille's a problem. This Camille's a problem.
Indeed. They probably want to... They haven't really been forcing 5v5s much as all the dragon fights have been there.
Yeah.
So we haven't really seen how this Camille is tested in that team fight setting.
Camille's very happy taking literally all their outer towers.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, well, okay. Well, you guys don't want a 5v5? I'm going to just take this, and Camille's fine with taking the 1v1 in the side lane, too. I don't think they have anyone that can side lane against Camille. They definitely don't, actually. After we just saw
30 seconds here. Yep, they're sending everybody towards the bot side.
This could help secure
Mid-wave is crashing here, so who will get mid-prio? Looks like Glacial Golems are allocating a little bit more.
Ooh, Camille gets hit with the stun, is going to take some damage, is going to slide out.
Yep, they do get mid-prio for this, though.
They are. There is Zach engaging onto the tower. Will the tower still go down? The tower is still going to go down. There's a hook on Orianna. Orianna's going to get stunned as well. Camille's looking for the back line. And they're going to get the tower. And now, meanwhile, the Dragon Soul is going to get taken by the Cat Cowboys. Now Camille is on Lucian.
Oh,
Lucian
Camille
is
goes
by
in.
Camille, but Camille's by herself. By herself, as the Olaf was not able to get there in time, and they're just able to kite back. And there's a double kill for the Lucian, and the other three aren't there.
Yeah, Zach creates a little bit too much space. The Ashar hit the Nami, unfortunately, not the Lucian. But if the Lucian, then I think that fight probably goes a bit
that's going to be a
different.
clean fight for Cat Cowboys, getting 4-0. And yeah, the Camille is strong, but not strong enough to quite jump into the back line, as this Lucian is also strong with 3 items.
Can they end here?
And is that going to be the end of the game? That could be exactly what they're looking for here, as it's just Ash
10
available.
seconds. And this wave is crashing. It might be dicey. It might be dicey.
Yeah, they're going to back
Okay, they're
out.
not going to go for
back
it.
out. They're not going to go for it. They're going to go ahead and accept that they got the Dragon Soul, got the 4 kills, and look for the Baron as well.
Yeah, the fact that they have Ocean Soul saves them in the sense that it's an option. Although, are they gonna? They could Baron here. Baron's up in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Or they could just death push for it. I think they could have gotten a tower, but yeah, if they want to go for Baron, then it's the play.
Camille's in the bottom side, pushing yet again. It's going to be the Baron, likely just straight up going over to the Cat Cowboys. Yep. Making it for Camille to push. Camille's not going to be able to push far enough to actually break the base. And Cat Cowboys solidly in control of this game here. 25 minutes, up 5K, up 20 kills to 9. The Camille, like, is a problem in isolation in the side lanes, but in that team fight, they just weren't. Yeah, Zach probably just created too much space. The rest of the damagers were not able to get to the back line, and Camille went in. Like, Camille and Olaf went in separately. Like, I guess they wanted to try to do that together, but Camille was farther forward, and then Camille died, and then Olaf was there, and then Olaf died, and then again, that's the team fight.
Oh,
Ooh, Lucian.
Camille versus Lucian. We've seen this, but Lucian has backup this
Lucian
time.
is not alone, yeah. You have a lot of people there. Zach is not there, but Zach does have teleport available. Camille is going to get hit, but the Nami bubble. And there is the Ash ulti. Oh, and Lucian simply dashes it. And meanwhile, Zach, with the Baron, I believe, is pushing bot lane. Yep. And Camille recalls for the Zach. But Zach is going to get this tower. That tower is going to go in favor for Zach, Cat Cowboys. And now they're looking for the top tower as well. Will we see an engage from the Golems, or will this tower just simply go down over time? Camille is in
that
the bot
Ocean
lane.
Soul is keeping him very healthy.
Yeah, this tower just gets slowly sieged.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the ultimate
and that's
from
why
Lucian.
You picked the Lucian, Nami.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. There's a double kill for Nate Babe. Here's the engage from the Cat Cowboys. They got 2. They're looking for 3. Beyond Godly is low. The Camille is in, but they're going to miss the hook shot. And that should be the top inhibitor going down. They're looking for the Nexus Towers as well. They're trying to clear the minions. Here comes Cat Cowboys. They have the Baron buff. Zach has the engage. Zach's going in. There's a Cougs. Cougs going to get pulled back. There's the ultimate from Olaf. Olaf is going to get real low real fast. And oh my God. Olaf, they are going to get rid of the
Viego.
Yeah, Viego is just gone. However,
close.
the rest of Glacial Golems are also gone, and there are 2 Rampage. That's a double kill for the Orianna, and that should be game 1 going over to the Cat Cowboys. Indeed it is.
A summoner has disconnected.
GG.
Big thing with Olaf and Cons with a lot of mobility, not having Ghost. You kind of just have the movement. You don't have the movement unless you land Qs on a single target. That's fair. Olaf this game not running Ghost. And really struggles to stick to that back line. That's going to be game number 1 going over to Cat Cowboys. A valiant effort. It looked like it was going to be a more dominating victory than that. There were a couple of slip-ups where Glacial Golems potentially had a chance. The Camille was looking very strong. The Camille does do 19,000 damage. The Olaf does 17,000 damage. Those are the two most damage on the side of Glacial Golems. The Ashe, Henry Rocks, is not really able to get into it, doing the least amount of damage on the team. And then the most amount of damage in the game is the Lucian on 20 with doing 25,000, 10, 1, and 9. Not too terribly surprising if you saw what the Lucian was doing. But yeah, it's going to be game number 1 going over to Cowboys. We will set up for the draft of game number 2. It is a, it's, what's the word? Fearless draft. So none of these champions that we see right here we'll be seeing again in game number 2. I imagine Red Truck, you'll be joining them for the draft.
That I shall.
Okay. Yeah, GG lost when the Camille stopped side laning. Yeah, that was pretty rough. Those 5v5s, they just were not able to win at all. But the Camille was looking scary. I mean, the Camille got all four of the outer towers. It was like, oh, is this happening? Is this happening potentially? And then it was actually not happening. Anyways, we're gonna get ready for the draft of the team swap sides, and we have the fearless draft. We'll go to a short break, and we'll catch you guys after that whenever we are ready for the draft for game number 2. I just hope both teams have fun.
of life, doing the things I know, walking the same ways 100 times with the same soul. But do you ever try path on the right side, put it up in your mind? But do you ever try path on the left side, put it up in your mind? It's gonna be hard. You run, try, roll your mind. 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 Seeing all the watering fill in your eyes, doing the things they know, talking about the same old stories they've heard about the people they think they know. But do you ever try path on the right side, put it up in your mind? But did you ever try path on the left side, put it up in your mind? It's gonna be hard. You run, try, roll your mind. You run, try, roll your mind. You run, try, roll your mind. You run, try, you run, try, roll your mind. You run, try, roll your mind.
You've applied the pressure to have me crystallized, and you have the faith that I could bring paradise. I'll forgive and forget before I'm paralyzed. Do I have to keep up this pace to keep you satisfied? You don't move slow, taking steps in my direction. The sound sounds echoes. Does it lessen your affection? No. You sound foolish, pushing this aside, but don't bow down.
Okay, sorry for the delay. We are here for the draft of game number 2, and I had to check to make sure I didn't have the rules written down wrong, but I tried to let the teams know we are supposed to draw. We're supposed to have maximum of like 10 minutes between game end on stream and next game starts. Yeah, I think we've had a little bit more than that, but all right, it's fine. We're here. Into the draft. Cat Cowboys going to pick up the Corki B1. The bands are going to be the Cassiopeia and the Malzahar and the Vi. Glacial Golems are going to pick up the Zinzao with R1, and they're going to ban out the Varus, the Ezreal, and the Alistar. So definitely some focus in the bot lane of Cowboys, and they're going to pick up the Corki. Corki we've seen do pretty well. Kaisa picked up by Glacial Golems. Diana picked up by the Cat Cowboys into a Yasuo. There's the Diana-Yasuo combo we've seen them do multiple times. That Diana and Yasuo. Ibis and Nate Babe. What do we see paired up with the Kaisa? Nautilus not available this time. I feel like Kaisa Nautilus was a pretty common pairing. But Nautilus played in game number 1. Not available here. Now we're going to see the Galio picked up by Glacial Golems. Okay. Perhaps Galio's what they wanted to play into Yasuo. That's interesting to me. Just because, I mean, although he can build tank, I feel like Galio is meant to be a tank against magic damage. Just in his kit, but okay. And this next ban here by Glacial Golems is going to be the Ornn. They're going to ban out the Ornn. Fair enough. Ornn always an incredible champion. I feel like every top laner should have Ornn in their pool for playing competitive. Ornn's always useful. The Poppy gets banned out here. Poppy would be fantastic against their team. Poppy would be really good against their team, so it makes sense to get rid of the Poppy. Don't want anybody stopping the Diana, Yasuo, Corki stuff. And Braum brand here by Glacial Golems. Don't want to see the Braum support with the Corki. And Renata. So yeah, supports still yet to be seen. It could still be Galio support, I suppose. But Renata gets banned out here, so they're banning out probably picks that they thought maybe going support. Let's see what the Glacial Golems pick up here in R4. All these picks going down to the last second. Lots of thoughts here for the Golems. The Golems would really like to win this game. And it's going to be the Leona paired with the Kaisa. Okay. Leona, lots of CC. CC that is not blockable by the Yasuo wind wall. It's also important to note. It's going to be the Rel. Lots of team fight CC here on the side of Cat Cowboys. We're going to see the Gwen picked up for the top lane. So going to go for a bit of a side laner there. Glacial Golems with the potential counter pick. They could also put Galio up in the top lane if they want to play that. So the counter pick is going to be the Kennen. Going to see the Kennen here from Glacial Golems. Kennen with Galio, Leona, lots of circle ultis for the Glacial Golems. We'll see. I guess the Kennen is a favorable matchup into the Gwen, and I would at least assume so that that's what they wanted to play. We saw the top lane of Glacial Golems, Zakatura, do very well on the Camille last game. We'll see what happens here. Wait, this aren't the Cat Cowboys. What way is this not the Cat Cowboys? What do you mean? How is this not the Cat Cowboys? Oh, okay. I was like, what? I was like, am I missing something? Listen to something different.
If I want your opinion, I'll beat it out of you.
That's my favorite support. Who? Yep. Oh, Etoe's your favorite support. Ah, okay, fair. Etoe's fantastic. Gonna be playing the rail this game, it looks like. They're gonna have Zakatura on the Kennen. Aku should be on the Zinzao. And it looks like it's gonna be Squishy Gup on the Galio for Glacial Golems. We're gonna see the Diana for Nape and Ibis on the Yasuo. Let's see the Galio here for Squishy Gup. Back to the bans as they ban out the Ornn and the Braum. Guppy's my favorite mid. Okay, nice. Guppy has performed very well in the mid lane, especially given that there is usually like not one of the highest ranked mid laners, but has been very successful. On a very successful team. Like I said, these are seeds 1 and 2 currently on the standings. Cat Cowboys at 6-1, Glacial Golems at 5-2. If Glacial Golems are able to take this match from Cat Cowboys, then they could potentially take the first seed from them. But Cat Cowboys won game number 1, and they are not looking to give up the first seed. Seeing if they could close this out in 2 games. Looked pretty good in game number 1, but there were some cracks in the armor. There were definitely some opportunities for Glacial Golems as that Camille got very strong, was able to take all the outside turrets. We'll see if Zakatura could make something happen, make something pop here on this Kennen. I'll be always looking for the top side of Glacial Golems, Aku and Zakatura, some of the better performing top sides in BTL, in terms of like jungle top duos. So we'll see if they can make something happen here. I will say, in terms of who I favor right now, I think I prefer the Cat Cowboys in terms of the draft. I think Gwen is always going to be very powerful in the side lane. Gwen is always just a crazy character. I think typically does better against tanks, so maybe Gwen does not love this Kennen matchup. But the Diana, Yasuo, Corki, Rel team fight is just ridiculous. It's just simply, utterly ridiculous. What you could do with that, with the knockups from both the Rel and the Diana and the Yasuo going crazy, it feels like it's going to be very, very tough. We'll see if they're able to disengage properly, or maybe get their own counter engage. You have the Galio ulti onto maybe like a Kaisa or Leona. There's not a lot of, you know, they have some tanks there with the Galio and the Leona, and that just Kaisa could just stay back and not get engaged upon. Maybe they can find a way to turn those fights around. We'll see how the mid lane goes. Galio into Yasuo. I feel like Galio should be able to find a way to be okay there as well. The Gwen will be a problem. Well, and the Gwen is Linian. We'll see what happens there in the top lane. We are hitting the spectator lane now. So we have about 3 minutes to reload into the game. I'm going to hit you guys with a quick 1-minute ad break as we load into the game to turn off the pre-roll ads for those that may be joining us later. And then we'll load into the game. We will see if the Gwen is in fact a problem. +5. Joined in the booth by Red Strike yet again. Here for game number 2.
I am still loading.
Okay, the loading screen is incredibly fast for me. I didn't even get to see, like,
Okay, I just got in.
I didn't get to see mastery points or anything.
Pause the 5.
All right, let's get into it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You with me? 13, 14. All right, let's get into game number 2 between Cat Cowboys and the Glacial Golems. Cat Cowboys taking game number 1. And what was pretty dominating, especially in the bot lane early on. I think Lucian had like 100% KP on like the first 6 kills of the game or something like that. But then there was a little bit of some fight back. There were some cracks in the armor. I was mentioning how the Camille, the top lane Camille, that was Zachatura on the Camille, got very, very strong at some point. Did at some point overtake Lucian in gold in the mid game and was taking all the outlanes, all the outside towers, and anyone that would fight Camille in a 1v1, like that was, I think, Lucian's first death was trying to fight Camille in a 1v1. Was taken down. But then whenever it got back to the team fights and Camille was joining the team fights, they were trying to dive the Lucian. They just simply did not have enough dive, did not have enough HP, where the Lucian was just doing too much damage, had too much peel, and they just ended up losing team fights over and over again.
Minions have spawned.
And, well, that time they definitely see that ward. They just kind of walked in. I know you see us. That's fine. We're going to put this ward down either way. We'll see how this top lane matchup goes. Now with the Kennen versus the Gwen. Can Zachatura yet
Exhaust
again?
on the Gwen.
Oh, interesting. Still no flash. Oh no, that was Zachatura that didn't have.
Well,
flash
that,
last
that
time.
was Zachatura. I didn't have
So
flash,
either still, one of these people don't have flash. Very interesting.
Indeed.
Right, let's see. What are these two going to do here in this bush? Forward bush. Looks like nothing. So yeah, let's see what this lane looks like up in top lane. And engage here on the at level 1 to kind of make him back off the wave here. Watching Corky barely miss CS. Here's an engage here. Oh, but a little bit of some slapping back from Squishy Gup. But I think Yasuo, actually Yasuo did not win that trade. It does go in favor of Galio. It's like Kennen is potentially favoring this top lane matchup, at least so far. Landing the stun underneath the tower.
Makes
Does
sense,
have
yeah.
a little bit of a, yeah. Like, it does seem like the type of matchup that Gwen would not love.
I would
So,
imagine,
like, Gwen
as
typically
normally
likes
with Gwen.
melee matchups and against tanks and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's typically her bread and butter.
Yeah. I like 3 items, though. Gwen is still gonna shred people. That's what they're playing
Yeah.
for, I would imagine.
She's still going to be a menace at the end. She's still going to be a menace in the side lane. Like similar like how Camille was last game. I don't know what this is what they do with the Gwen with the items in the side lane. I don't really know how they're going to deal with that.
Heavy trading in the bot lane, which is good for Cat Cowboys because they have a jungler here.
Yep. Oh, Ibiangan is
Ooh,
going
the
to go
cancel.
in. And ooh, there's, oh my god, that did enough damage? Just
I
the
am
Q?
surprised.
Oh my
that came,
god.
honestly,
Oh
yeah.
my god, did she get hit with something else at the same time? Because that
I
mean, it seemed Nate Bay was confident that no, there's no way. Look at how much damage that Q did. There's no way that first Q kills. And it looks like Diana's going to die. Diana is going to go down. Must have been hit with something else at the same time. There's no way that first Q did like 400 damage. There's no way.
Will they go for a cross map here? This is a very low Gwen. Gwen will be looking for the back here, though. Will she get it off? The answer
Gwen is
no.
immune. But now it is down.
Ooh.
They can still look for it. Oh, Gwen is... Oh, but Diana is here. And they are going to go for it. Gwen is going to go down. There's the flash out. Will they take another exit tower shot? And ooh, the exhaust. That's right, the exhaust. And that's going to be the feats of warfare claimed by Cat Cowboys. There is an engage by Nate Babe. And oh, the stun.
The stun
The quick
lasts
stun,
long
yeah.
enough.
for Kennen's going to get
enough
Kennen out of
damage.
there. And yeah, the exhaust. They probably forgot about that, but the exhaust is going to make it so they get a trade kill back. So Kennen has a little bit of a CS lead up in the top lane. A little bit of a lead, nothing too crazy, about 200 gold. In the bot lane, still relatively even. In the mid lane, it's still relatively most across most of the map. Only a 400 gold lead in general for Cat Cowboys, which is about equivalent to that one kill.
Indeed, that makes sense.
Gallo is probably just getting vision. Gallo doesn't have 6 yet. Yasuo does have 6. Gallo should soon have 6 then. We're getting close to 6s in the top lane as well. Here's a potential engage here in the bot lane. Rel is going to go into
here.
Godlane is going to take some damage. Zin's out is here. Ether is going to
I'd
get
imagine
low.
Rel
Take
dies
a lot of
here.
damage, and the Rel is going to go down, and that's going to go to Aku. And now 3-3 here in the early game.
Indeed. A lot closer this time.
Now, which team likes that more? Which team wants an even early game? Which team wants to just wait till late game? Which team feels like they scale better, or is it relatively even? I feel like Yasuo and Gwen are both monsters late game compared to their counterparts. So I feel like maybe
Well,
Cat
I think
Cowboys like
Yasuo
that,
definitely has more damage than so he scales better than Galio, but the value of having a tank is always there. Gwen and Kennen, though, it's kind of even. I feel like
That's fair,
Gwen
that's fair.
Gwen is going to be 1v1ing people so
Yeah.
much better. But I mean, you know, a
Yeah,
good
but
Kennen.
Kennen in a team fight can
Yeah.
go crazy, yeah. Ooh,
Oh.
Galio potentially in
I don't think
trouble
they.
here. It's going to flash out.
Yeah, they don't get
It's
it.
going to be okay,
They
yeah.
do get flash.
No ultimate there from the Diana. Not quite yet. Diana has ulti there, then yeah, maybe that's definite. And Ibion Godly maybe look for Diana, but there is more people there, and looks like the Kennen is coming down as well. And they are
They
looking
do not
for
have the numbers
Yasuo.
advantage here. 3 people and none of
Yasuo's
them are the
flashing
mid laner.
over the wall, and there is the ultimate from the Kennen with the ultimate from Galio as well, and that's going to be a kill going over to the Glacial Golems. They're able to take down the Yasuo,
Goodness.
and that could lead to a dragon perhaps as Kennen goes back to the top lane. As Gwen is just pushing, and Gwen will be a monster on those side lanes, on those turrets, if you just let it happen. As they were talking about.
They don't have the numbers
potentially
advantage. for this.
go back
That's
to another
even.
fight in the mid lane. There's a teleport coming into the bot lane. Yasuo's going to teleport bot lane. So now Yasuo's in the area. And we're going to see a recall from Kaisa, who has 900 gold to spend. And that's going to be the start of the dragon by the Cat Cowboys. And they have the positioning. Like they should
I don't
be able
think
to get
Glacial
it.
Golems plan on contesting.
Yeah, it looks like they don't. It's going to be the first dragon of the game going over to the Cat Cowboys. Now, Kennen having a little bit of a CS advantage up here in the top lane. It does seem like Gwen does not love this matchup right now. Ibis
Classic
walking
range
over to-
versus melee.
yeah. Ooh, Squishy Gup is going to be in trouble. There is the ultimate. That's going to be a kill going over to the Cat Cowboys. Now here comes Gwen coming down. Now it's going to be a 2v4. They definitely do not want this fight. If you
Kennen
are
does not
the
have Arya.
Golems,
There's
and yep,
not
they
even-
can't really do anything about that. And now they're going to be able to get the Guppies. Well, they only get 2 of them because the first one did go over to the Golems.
True. It will
But
count
with
for
them getting the
feats,
dragon
though.
and 2 of those, that is. Wait, what counts as the feats?
2 grubs.
Oh, it does, really? Interesting.
Yeah, they changed that. Beforehand, when it was 2 separate sets, you needed to get all 3 from
right,
one.
Right.
But with this one, if you get 2, then that counts as one of the.
I see. Okay.
Indeed.
The Guppies. I meant the Grubbies. Woo!
Oh.
And Aku's in the area.
This is a dangerous, even one-on-one, because Gwen
Yeah.
used R in that last fight, and Kennen has R, so I don't even think that this is a winning 1v1 for Gwen.
Yeah.
Flash from...
Aku. Nate Babe is
Aku.
here. Do they
Does
want
not
to
lock it
fight this
down.
2v2? I don't think they do. Oh, Nate Babe is wanting to fight a little bit. And here is the Galio. Galio is here first. Nate Babe's not going to get hit by the, I don't know what that thing is called, 3-prong strike or something like that. I don't know. The little thing from Xin Zhao. And there is an engage. Yeah. From Ibion Godly. But Rel is going to be more than fine. In fact, is going to look back and engage on them. And Ibion Godly is going to engage not to steal myself. Here is the ultimate, and there is the exhaust. And there is the ultimate from Leona. Not going to land on steal myself. Steal myself able to flash out of it. And looks like this goes in favor of the bot lane of Glacial Golems. Ooh, and the Void Seeker is going to land as well. And steal myself is incredible.
A lot of summons burned, that is for sure.
Yeah.
Every ult and summoner,
Woo!
with the exception of Kaisar. Flash.
Yeah, that's tough. I was like, I feel like that's a dead Gwen, and it was in fact a dead Gwen, and that's the solo Bolo in the top lane. And Nate Babe is here, and this is gonna be trouble. And Leona's just going to go underneath the tower for Still Myself. Still Myself is going to go down, but Nate Babe is able to get the kill as well. And Ibis is here as well. That's gonna be a very dead Leona.
Yeah,
really
I mean,
do
getting
much about
trade,
that,
we
yeah.
take what you can get, but definitely
Kennen
not
is
ideal,
getting an
especially
advantage up
since-
here in the top side.
Oh, TP will force him out.
Kennen,
But he will make it out.
The Dan is actually the best person on the map. Kennen is close behind, and then Yasuo. Kennen is getting some money, 2-0-1 up in the top lane. But Gwen has some kills too, so Gwen not too far behind, only like 500 behind. Overall, the gold is about 900 in favor of the Cat Cowboys. Different than what it was last game. I think at this point, Cat Cowboys had a pretty significant lead, probably a few K.
And of course, all of that was centered in the bot lane.
Yes.
Dragon is at a minute and a half, and well, they could start looking for that on both sides. Gold diff is not insurmountable to where one team would want to give
Right.
and know their objectives, so I'd imagine that at least getting that vision would be important. The Galio does have completed Galio and Kennen do have completed items over their respective lane opponents.
That's
Both stranglers have, and nobody in the bot lane has.
a back difference there.
Yep. Yasuo sitting on 1600 gold. May get caught here. Ooh.
There it is, potentially in trouble. Here is Xin Zhao, and
does
there's
have
the flash.
flash.
And
Doesn't
it doesn't
matter, though.
Doesn't matter. Xin Zhao's gonna be able to just kill the Yasuo. 7-7 now. 200 gold difference between the team. This is very close here. At just under 13 minutes. And yeah, Kennen is loving that matchup in the top lane. Henry Rocks is incredibly low here. I just see the engagement. Ibion Godly. Here comes the Galio ultimate. It's going to be there just in time. And Henry Rocks should be
Does
okay.
save.
And Nate Babe may still be looking for a little bit of something. As Xin Zhao walks down, there are some low health bot laners. And there is the engage from the Diana and goes straight into the other one. But here is Galio. Galio is there. That's going to be a kill for the Galio. Picking up Nate Babe. Aku is here. Steal Myself is incredibly low. And that's going to be a kill going over to Aku. And that's going to be multiple kills going over to Glacial Golems. And the Kennen is here as well, looking for more.
Turret plating will fall
As
soon.
The
the
kill on the
Cowboys,
Leona was good from Cat Cowboys, but it was too deep.
yeah.
Going
And
for the
that's going to
Kai'Sa,
be
who
the
has
second dragon
ulti
getting
and
started
barrier.
up by Glacial Golems. This could make the dragons even, with Glacial Golems taking a little bit of a gold lead here. And that's going to be, yep, what do we see, Infernal? Hey, let's go.
Yep.
This Kennen's getting pretty strong.
That he is. Top side from Glacial Golems.
And
Up there in the
great,
kills
great Galio ultimates. Galio's going well here for them. It doesn't matter if this mid lane's pretty difficult for Galio, but it's fine. Ether looks like gonna get caught out here. There's gonna be another kill for the Aku, and here comes the ultimate combination. Oh, but oh my God! But the Kennen ultimate on top of it, and
Going in 2v3?
Yeah.
2v4 technically? It's not.
if they had more gold, they would just blow them up, but they didn't have enough gold to blow them up with the combination. And afterward, they just get Kennen ultimate and they just die.
Yeah, I mean, if they have
So,
one other
yeah.
person there,
The
that's
disengage, I didn't
crazy
even think
bad
about
ult,
that. Something that's super hard to engage on is a Kennen ultimate. If you jump in and then you all get Kennen ulted and you're all stunned, not taking that damage, especially if the Kennen's ahead, that's very, very, very tough. It's a fantastic pick here from the Golems. As well with the Gallia. So, like, great disengage ultimates there. Or you engage on us and we kill you type of ultimates. And once again, the top side of the Glacial Golems leading the show, leading the charge. Both of them having the most money on the team and the most money on the map, 6,600, 6,500 for the Kennen and Zinzao respectively. And Nate Babe potentially in some trouble here. There is the engage, and Nate Babe is going to be in some trouble. It's going to go down. That's another kill for Aku. And that could lead into the Rift Herald. Now 14-8 advantage here for Glacial Golems as they get a little bit of a gold lead here, about 2K here at 15 minutes. Now, I would be watching out for the... Yeah. Gwen is happy to be not in lane against Kennen and just farming and taking out towers. Gwen's like, yes, finally. Laning against Kennen was no fun for Gwen. Yasuo potentially in trouble here. And oh my god, the Kennen damage coming through. And Yasuo is in trouble.
Unstoppable.
And Kennen is 5-0-4. Kennen's a problem. Also has the most CS on the map.
Is.
Well, not the most CS on the map. Most CS on the Golems. Yasuo has the most CS on the map. But Kennen's the richest. Kennen is 7,800. Puts almost 2K ahead of Gwen.
Yep, and a full item.
Going back on 1,400 here, probably gonna pick something up. And the NC large rod. Okay. There is the engage on to steal myself. Aku doing a lot of damage. Oh my god. And here's Kennen. Kennen is a menace as well. Having 2 completed items. That Kennen rips. He hurts. Great vision, great deep vision here by the Cowboys in that red side jungle, if you can see. There's like 3 wards. Zinzao is 100, but they know what's going on in that jungle.
Yep.
Kennen
And
taking the bot lane out of
Cowboys.
tower.
Yep, given tier 1 for free.
Yep. Kennen will take
Dragon is up in 50 seconds.
Is Kennen going to be in trouble here? Kennen's
Probably
Kennen's
not.
out.
Yeah, dealing with this cannon is going to just be a pain for Cowboys.
Yeah.
They don't really have range. They don't really have an option to like kite him. Cannon has fun as a counter engaged champion. 'Cause normally I gotta look for those flank angles. If people are just jumping on you, you don't care.
Yeah,
You just
true.
press R. They look at you. You're just like, all right. You don't have to like worry about positioning. You just go for center of mass. Well, looks like they might just be giving and going for a topside play here.
Yeah.
Because with 10 seconds left on the dragon, having
Okay, now they see 3 up at the top lane. They should know that the dragon should be theirs. Is Squishy Guppy going to be okay? Here's a teleport coming in. I don't think the teleport should happen here either. Not in 2025, but teleport takes forever to happen. I don't. They should still be able to secure the dragon. They shouldn't be in trouble. Kennen up here. Do they get in trouble of a steal? Napier is going to go for it. It's not. Oh my god! Oh.
They don't get it,
it got low. Napier was not able to
I
get it.
can respect it,
it.
but yeah, no, he's not getting that.
And there's the
Good
ultimate
stun
onto
from Burrell.
Ether, and here's Henry Rocks with the ultimate. That's going to be unstoppable for
I
Aku.
don't-
And the fight
I don't know if
continues.
you guys fight this guy.
I'll be ungodly, and yeah, this is a lot
Yeah,
coming out. Is the exhaust on
trolling.
Kennen, but it's not going to be enough. That's going to be a double kill. And yeah, Cat Cowboys do not fight. There's going to be a double kill for the Kaisa and a double kill for the Xin Zhao. And an ace for Glacial Golems. Now ahead 20 to 10 and 5K before 20 minutes.
Even without the Galio TP, they're down numbers. There's no objectives.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're fighting that.
Yeah, I don't know if they thought that they had a chance there. But,
Maybe because they just saw Kennen and Navarre, so they thought it was turnover, but I mean...
And Otacon is going to spawn in the bot side. Yeah, I was like, he's gonna back on a Vision War. It's really hard to not. It's really hard to ignore it. Looks like blue team's gonna be targeting the towers, as we see the Golems potentially go for Otacon. So Cat Cowboys are probably saying we can't fight for Otacon, so instead we're going to look for the towers. And there's one. That's going to be an objective bounty as well. Linian is in the bot lane, probably trying to just buy some time. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah. Definitely not. Yeah, definitely going to go down. They wasted some time at the very least, so that should be another tower potentially going over to Cat Cowboys. As yeah, this was their
definitely getting this tier 2 top lane.
yeah.
At least putting some pressure on this mid tower.
Galio is going to try to clear the wave. Let's see, still myself as a one-track mind. So they're definitely able to get the tower. Here's a potential engage. Corki is fine. Ether is potentially fine. There's a flash forward from Ibeon Godly. Ether's not okay. Ether's going to try to walk out. There's the ultimate from Kaisa as well. Now Leona is definitely going to go down. And Diana's going to try to recall.
Should be able to get it out. They don't have any visions. They're kind of just looking blind here.
Gonna be out. So yeah, Cowboys give that up, but do get 2 towers in the process, losing Leona and lost Linian before the fight.
True.
You can see top lane's a 2K gold advantage for the Kennen, almost a 2K gold advantage. I mean, pretty much exactly a 2K gold advantage for the Xin Zhao as well. So up 4K in the top side alone, and that's 4 of the 5K advantage. And 700 gold bounties on both of them. Which, I mean, that's a cool 1,400 extra gold if you can kill those 2.
True.
1,400 plus another 400 if you can kill Kaisa. I mean, if they get a good team fight, that's going to swing the gold by a lot. Almost about 2K. And then suddenly they don't fill us down. They're down 5K at the moment, so it would have to be a really good team fight.
That it
Gwen
would.
is not able to get too much going down here.
Oh,
Looks
no,
like Gwen is
Gwen.
potentially in trouble again. 100% in trouble. Is immune, but not immune enough, and was not able even to survive long enough to allow the team to actually make anything happen off of that, as Gwen just gets obliterated. And they're going to take Nate Babe's jungle. And they're not able to really make a push anywhere else. That's just going to be an all-around positive play here for Glacial Golems. There are on-the-way pings from Cat Cowboys. They are wanting to try to find a fight here. Steal Myself, potentially a lot of trouble. Steal Myself is gone. And they're not going to be able to find a fight here. They're not going to be able to find a fight here. There is no turret looking for it, but that's just going to be all Glacial Golems. There is the ultimate onto Henry Rocks, but ooh, just barely not be able to get it. And that's going to be a clean ace for Glacial Golems, now ahead 27 to 10 and ahead 8K. That 5K gold lead turns to 8K real fast after they get a nice ace. So yeah, not able to survive long enough to allow for the rotations. Cat Cowboys are looking for it, looking to collapse, but that's just going to be 1 team fights here for Glacial Golems. That's going to lead to the bottom inhibitor and potentially the dragon, as that'll put them on soul point, as well as a mid tower as well. Yes, it'll definitely be the dragon. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's gonna make it very difficult for Cat Cowboys here. That was a lot that did not go their way. The gold lead like balloons to almost 10K. It was 5K just before that. And that's gonna be the dragon, putting them on soul points. And Glacial Golems should be feeling pretty good here. And the Cowboys, it's just, whew, what are you gonna do? This Gwen pick is really struggling now. Like really.
It
And they are
is.
not
Yeah,
tanky
Gwen
almost
is.
anywhere except for if you count Rel, but support they usually doesn't have the gold to be that tanky. And yeah, Gwen is just struggling to survive. They get engaged on, they're just getting obliterated.
It's pretty much just like Rel has to hit a combo, Diana has to hit a combo. That's the only way they win, and it has to be like at least 3 members, if not more, realistically. 3 important members, that is. If you're hitting like Leona, Galio, Xin, it's not going to do anything.
You gotta hope Xin Zhao's not there because you can't really engage on a you gotta hope Kennen's not there. You can't really engage on Kennen. Ooh, that's another person potentially down. Ether's gonna have to be forced to fuss for the wall, but here comes Kennen. Kennen's looking. Ether's stunned, and that's another kill.
Kennen is a bit split here.
And Kennen's gonna flash over the wall, and now here is the team fight, and that's another 4 kills for Glacial Golems. Kennen was split, but Kennen had flash available, and here comes the Galio over the wall. Kennen and Galio just swapped spaces with their flashes.
Should be free. I don't think they can end, but Baron is up, so they might just be looking for a split there. Take the inhib and then rotate to help out Xin on the Baron. That's what I would imagine. No wave. Doesn't matter.
It shouldn't matter. Yep.
It might matter.
Maybe a little bit. It matters. Okay, it mattered. It mattered.
I got too used to that Camille from last game. Just take them down just for free.
Yeah.
And there is the Baron. They have 3 minutes to use this, and then shortly after that, the Soul will be up for them, so they have a very clear track of what they want to be doing. Maybe going for this tier 2 top tower, maybe sending 4 up there and having 1 down in the mid lane. While bot lane, of course, auto pushes itself.
Yep, at this point, I think of the Golems, you're looking for ways to end the game. You have enough of a lead, you have a 12k gold lead here, you have a massive kill lead, you have the Baron, you have Soul coming up. Any major fight here, any major victory should lead to the end of the game. If you're the Cowboys, you're trying to avoid any of that.
They're just fishing, seeing, testing the waters. Leona taking a bit of poke, but does it matter? Probably not. Oh, Cannon's a bit split off, but Rel's not going to
very strong. Looks like this is going to be the mid lane inhibitor tower. Nate Babe is going to go down. And there is Cannon doing so much, and here comes everyone else. Oh, woo! Oh. That was, imagine if Yasuo was fed. If Yasuo was fed, that would have been crazy. If Yasuo or Diana was fed, that would have been,
team was alive.
Yeah, that would have been a 5-man ulti. That would have been crazy, but no. They're going to get loose to the pocketbooks there. It's going to be 36-10. A 28-38, 28-40 victory here for Glacial Golems. A fantastic response to game number 2. Cowboys, Glacial Golems are going to go to game number 3.
Indeed.
These are the top 2 seeds. This ends up being really important for seeding. And it's possible. Dang, not complete Glacial frauds, says Moitment. GG. All right, we have to prepare for game number 3. We got about 7. Hopefully we can get into the draft a little bit quicker, too, this time. Because we do want to not run into the... If we could avoid running into the next game. We shall...
That would be...
Yeah, that would be ideal. All right. We will hit you guys with a quick break, and we'll prepare for game number 3. Okay. Here we go. The draft for game number 3 between Cat Cowboys and Glacial Golems. This game is for all of the marbles. Whoever wins this game will be taking over the first seed for BTL Season 18. At least for now. It can still be taken away by other teams, but like there's a lot of bunching up here at the top of the standings. Like I was saying before this match started, after 7 games, Cat Cowboys are 6-1, Glacial Golems are 5-2, JPJ is 5-2, Maria's Dungeon is 5-2. So there are 3 teams that are 5-2, only 1 loss behind Cat Cowboys. If Cat Cowboys lose this, they'll be 6-2 along with Glacial Golems. And Glacial Golems will be taking over the first seed. And then we'll see what JPJ plays against Maria's Dungeon later this week. It's a rescheduled match. So whoever wins between JPJ and Maria's Dungeon would also be 6-2. So one of those teams are guaranteed to be 6-2. So if the Glacial Golems are able to pull this off, they are going to make the top of the standings look very complicated. Very interesting, which is not necessarily good for me trying to figure out like how to do tie breaks and all that stuff. But it'll be very interesting. So, personally, it would make it much easier for me if Cat Cowboys win. But it makes it much more interesting for content, I suppose, if Glacial Golems win. We'll see what happens. Here we are in game number 3. So all 20 champions that we saw before are no longer available here in game number 3, as it is a true fearless draft. And we're going to see the Cassiopeia and the Malzahar banned away from Cat Cowboys. They are been focusing some bans on Squishy Gup this series. And we're going to see the Melio, the Syndra, and the Cassante banned up by Glacial Golems. Also, the Wukong was banned. And we're going to see Varus versus Ezreal. Varus picked up by the Golems, Ezreal picked up by the Cowboys. And there's the Vi. Do we see Vi Ahri? Do we see an Ahri banned from the Golems? Vi Ahri has been incredibly popular this season. And there is Sejuani from the Golems. With a Yone. So mid has been picked up. Cat Cowboys can choose their mid here. ADC jungle. Do we see a mid from Cat Cowboys? And it is going to in fact be the Ahri, which is exactly what I expected. Vi Ahri, then they pick a mid. It's like, I imagine if you pick the Yone as Glacial Golems, you have to expect the Ahri. And perhaps you like this matchup into Ahri for Yone. I feel like Ahri's just comfortable into any matchup possible, so why not go with the Ahri? Okay. And here is Brom. Banned away by the Cat Cowboys. See a lot of Brom bans this series. What support? Do we see a support ban from the Golems, or do we see a top lane ban? I'm going to see the support ban, banning out the Rakan. Okay. Banning out a good engaged support. That would go well with Vi and Ahri and Ezreal. All that mobility. Rakan would like to be part of that. But they say no. And I'm going to see the Set banned away by the Cat Cowboys. We've seen Set do some ridiculous things this season, so that's fair. There is the Karma ban. So yeah, 2 support bans here from the Golems. Trying to pinch Aether's pool potentially. Yeah, they did not want to go up against Karma Ezreal. That's fair. And it's a Maokai here from the Cowboys. Hey, Maokai. I think always such a useful champion. But like hasn't been this popular this season as I've seen Maokai been more popular in seasons past. In the past, I feel like we see Maokai all the time. But no, this has been a relatively rare pick, I feel like, this season. I'm sure there are some statistics that can prove whether or not I'm correct, what Maokai's presence is, but I feel like I haven't seen a lot of it, personally. Like, Maokai blind, I think, is potentially rough. I think there are some matchups that are very difficult for Maokai, at least if he's going topside. I want to see the Tom Kench to TK. Is it going to be TK top? I'd imagine it is. That's probably a matchup that TK would enjoy. I was thinking, like, if you have, like, an Alawi player, I'm pretty sure Alawi just, like, loves Maokai. Oh. It's TK support. Lysandra mid, Yone top? Potentially? Okay. Lysandra got that lockdown for all those people over there that want to move around. We got a point-and-click stun. Point-and-click CC. Potentially a good counter here. Good last B5 here for Glacial Golems. We'll see how that works out for them. And then it's the Mbessa. And Mbessa to show that this is actually Maokai support. So both of the teams kind of doing some trickery with their last pick. And making, like, suddenly, a lot of these picks change. The Lysandra lock-in makes you rethink where Tom Kench and Yone is going, and the Mbessa lock-in makes you rethink where Maokai is going. Maybe. I mean, Maokai support is also very possible. Maybe you thought it was Maokai support the whole time, but I definitely thought it was potentially Maokai top. And here we go. Interesting. Very interesting. We'll see how this works out for them. I'm not sure which comp I prefer. I think the Lysandra last pick there was interesting. I think that was some interesting amounts of draft trickery there. And then you can say Yone is going to be comfortable topside into Maokai. That was the thought, and then ends up being Mbessa. So I think this is actually a good point. I think it was good. Well done on both sides. Some high quality gameplay. This is going to be a semifinals or finals matchup preview. These are seeds 1 and 2. Through 8 weeks, these are the teams that have done the best so far. To be fair, to call it Glacial Golems 2, I mean, there's a lot of, they have tie breaks, I think, at the moment. There are a lot of teams that are tied with the match record rise. Pretty sure Maria's Dungeon is also 5 and 2, and so is JPJ, John Port Jokers. And it's going to be Yone and Mbessa in the top lane. That top lane seems very fighty. Let's see how that one goes. It's going to be Sejuani versus Vi in the jungle. And it's going to be Lysandra versus Ahri in the mid lane. I like the potential for that. I do think that Ahri probably has an advantage early on. Lysandra doesn't love matchups that outrage her, but the potential that Lysandra has to lock down Ahri is fantastic. And not just Ahri and Ezreal. And to stay safe and everything like that, I think Lysandra ends up being a really good pick here. She's the CC queen. Just got to survive the laning phase, and I think Lysandra will do a fine job with that. Squishy Gup has done well surviving and being fine in lane. Hasn't really had any hard lost lanes that I can remember. So, yeah, just fine. Should be just fine. Got Aku on the Sejuani. Aku's had a fantastic series. Like I said, the top side of the Glacial Golems have had a fantastic series. Locked in the Ezreal for Steal Myself. Kenny Rocks on the Bears. And IB Ungodly on the TK. And I think TK's also, by the way, TK's a fantastic pick into Vi. TK's such a good pick into Vi. I'm not sure why TK's not being selected here. Okay, there we go. TK's such a good pick into Vi. Wherever Vi is ulting, if Varus ends up being super far ahead and the Vi ults Varus, that's actually great. Two great picks into Vi, right? Lysandra can't get ulted by Vi because she can ult herself. And then if Varus is to be ulted by Vi while TK is nearby, TK could just eat him. So great draft here, I think, on both sides. Great draft here by the Golems. This Maokai being picked up for the bot side, a bit unexpected. It's going to be the Ambessa top. We'll see how that happens, how that goes for them. And we'll see if they're able to get an advantage in this bot lane. Ezreal Maokai versus Tom Kench Varus. A little bit of poke and some tanks as the support. I don't think it's very obvious. I think I may slightly favor Glacial Golems just because I think, like, once again, similar to last game, they did a good job of countering what the Cowboys want to do with their comps. Like how the last game we saw the Diana and the Yasuo heavy engage composition from Cowboys, and then we saw the Galio and the Kennen as heavy disengage from the Golems. And I think once again we have heavy engage with the Vi and the Ahri, and countered well by Tom Kench and Lissandra. So yeah, we'll see how this works out for them. We're gonna hit that 3-minute spectator delay. You know what that means? It means we're gonna hit you guys with that 1-minute ad break so we can turn off the pre-roll ads for those that may be joining us as the game is loaded in. And we will see you guys after the break, whenever we hit the rift. Are you paused at 5?
That I am.
All right, let's get into it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Play. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's get into game number 3, the final game of this match. Hopefully, at 30 minutes, around a 38-minute or less game. between Cat Cowboys and Glacial Golems. Well, I should say Glacial Golems and Cat Cowboys. Glacial Golems choosing to be on the blue side this game. And it's game 3, so you already know what the match score is. 1-1.
30 seconds until
Cat
minions
Cowboys
spawn.
won game 1. Glacial Golems, I think, and with the fantastic draft, really. Ended up winning game 2 with great execution as well. But I was thinking that they had a similar thing here. But I think that this draft is also really good at kind of countering a little bit of what Cat Cowboys want to do. I think the Lysandra pick and the Tompkins pick are really good into Vi. Just like how I feel like the Galio and the Kennen pick in game 2 is good into Diana Yasuo.
Minions have spawned.
And now we'll just have to see how it turns out.
Yep. Actually turned out good wards there from the blue side to see what they were up to down there. Angry Bee. There, where Sejuani is starting. Looks like the jungles are going to start on opposite sides. We'll see how this top lane goes. Top lane has been interesting throughout this entire match. Zakatura, if I would say if they win this game, I would say Zakatura is likely going to be my MVP.
Fair.
For the performance on the Camille in the game that they lost. The performance on Kennen last game was huge, and we'll see if they're able to make a lot happen on this Yone this game into a Mbessa. I'm not sure. I think maybe with the bot lane, Steal Myself may be my MVP if it goes Cat Cowboys. At least we'll see what happens this game. Oh, Beyond God is going to get incredibly low. A good engage there from Ether. But I guess like Indefiant says, if you give it to a bot lane, you should give it to both of them.
True, although it is, you know, it's pretty difficult in the Lucian Nami to make the Nami look good. You have to just be hitting the bubbles off cooldown, so it's like, you know. We'll have to see. I mean, this game, of course.
Yeah, of course.
If the bot lane does well, then you'd give it to whoever the bot laner that did better is probably.
Yeah. Trades back and forth in the mid lane.
Both proccing the electrocute.
Mid lane has been pretty back and forth in terms of trading this whole series. And the mid lane hasn't really gone fully one way or the other this whole series. Unlike top lane has had games where it's been pretty dominating, one way or another, mostly in favor of Zakatura, and bot lane has had games where it was pretty dominating. That game that was on the Lucian was very much so in favor of Cat Cowboys. Steal Myself and Ether. But mid lane hasn't been super one-sided at either time. Any time. They've both done their job.
Honestly, I could have seen Ether just flash Wing the TK there going very well. They know he doesn't have flash, so. And he's still half HP, so it is. Or at least it should be quite risky for the TK at these stages of the game. Oh, we'll get the range. And Vi is
here.
nearby.
Ooh, there's the flash. It's not
There's
going
the
to
flash.
hit. A flash by both sides. We're also going to see a gank on the top side. Fortune got the flash from Linian. And there's going to be a stun landing. A lot of damage onto Mbessa. But lots of people using their flashes there in the past minute. A lot of flashes just got, like in the past 30 seconds, a lot of flashes just got used. Flash for both the Vi and the Mbessa. A lot of people's flash timers are like on the exact same time right now. That's interesting. As yeah, Vi and Varus' flash are lined up.
Linian having a rough time in this top lane. Seems to have quite a lot of attention last game, and this game it doesn't look like that's going to change.
But doing fine so far, farming up. Able to flash is down, see if it can survive with the flash down. Gotta watch for Sejuani, but it's okay for now. And like in this mid lane has just been, potentially though, Squishy in trouble. I mean, this mid lane is definitely heavily in favor of the Ahri, but the Ahri did get the recall and did teleport back to lane. So
Indeed.
Yeah, Lissandra was being a little bit risky there. Lissandra just needs to do the same thing. Back and teleport back to the lane. Ari's going to shove in the meantime. So yeah, Lissandra needs to get that recall off. Gets the recall off. Is going to teleport. Here's an engage onto Steal Myself. And there are 3 people here in the bot lane. Ether, potentially in trouble, is going to use the flash. The flash available. Lots of on the way pings though from the Cat Cowboys as they're looking for it.
Yeah, they have
Beyond
a lot of
Godly.
people.
And Ether's going to go in. Going to get incredibly low. Is going to go down. That's going to be first blood. Going over to Henry Rocks. However, here comes the Ari. The Ari is here with the ultimate available. And Steal Myself is going to be able to get the kill. Ari is looking for more. Beyond Godly is going to get hit with the Q from the Vi. And that's going to be 2 kills going over to Cat Cowboys. The first blood going over to Henry Rocks on the side of Glacial Golems, though. But it's going to be overall in favor of the Cowboys. And we have a big fight here in the top lane. The ultimate from Zakatura not going to land. And that's going to be the Dragon started up by the Cowboys.
Yep, a good Ari roam, making that possible.
And we have
4v3s are always nice fights.
have Maokai
Okay,
here in the mid lane,
Maokai.
making just
Fuck him
doing
up.
things. And
Just 1v1.
Aku went in, is going to have to be forced to flash out, was not able to get the steal. That's going to be the first Dragon going over to Cat Cowboys. Yeah, the Maokai over there is doing things. And yeah, that's one thing whenever you're laning with an Ezreal. Supports that are laning with Ezreal tend to have a lot more freedom of just leaving.
Particularly in this bot lane where it's like, what is a virus TK really gonna? How are they gonna let out? They don't really have a lot of lockdown already. Once virus hits 6, they got the virus already, but before that,
yeah, and it's still, I mean, Ezreal shouldn't get hit by that too often.
Yeah.
Maybe the Ezreal should have brought Cleanse. You know, we all know Cleanse on Ezreal is very OP.
Well, this game with the Lissandra.
It would actually make more sense.
That makes more sense than taking it on some other games into just as a hypothetical, say a Morgana. A purely hypothetical.
Right.
Example here.
You know, that clip has like 1,000 or so views on YouTube.
Okay, grubs are up, and it does look like the Cat Cowboys are going to be able to get this for free.
Okay, Cat Cowboy is going to be getting both of the early game neutral objectives here. And Steal Myself in lane alone. This is what we're talking about. Whenever you have Ezreal, and if Ezreal that you can trust to just be alone, like Maokai is able to roam and make plays happen and help them get these neutral objectives. And if Ezreal doesn't get too terribly punished for it, then I mean, it's like, yeah, this is just a net positive. Ezreal's chilling. Ezreal doesn't die. He doesn't go too far down on CS. Then your Maokai's able to make plays.
Ooh, the Sejuani is
potentially
caught out. Nah, it should be fine.
He's going to walk out. Did not get the buff, so the buff is safe. Vi, meanwhile, getting Sejuani's blue. And Sejuani did not get Vi's.
Top lane not having too much action, which, or at least not too many deaths. There has been some action, but I would have imagined this might be a bit more fight heavy. Oh, this bot lane might get some
Charm's gonna land. Lissandra here without much mana. There is an engage. Looks like they're gonna look for Ether. Sejuani is here. And there is the ultimate going to land onto Ezreal. Now Ezreal's gonna, and it's gonna be too late.
And that should be the double.
It's gonna be, and it's gonna go over to TK, but it's gonna be the defeats of warfare being claimed by Glacial Golems as they get a good gank into the bot side. Ezreal not able to survive the Essence Flux or whatever it's called. No, that's not what it's called. That's a W. What's the E?
Ethereal Shift or something shift, I think.
Yeah, something shift, yeah.
Okay.
Oh
no, he was
Mbessa ulti. The Mbessa ulti is going to secure the kill
looking
for the Cowboys. Arcane shift, that's what it is. Yeah.
Arcane Shift. It was something shift. Yeah, I don't know if it was a misclick, but I saw the Ezreal throw out the W backwards. Immediately when getting hit by that Varusar.
Oh man, probably misclick. Probably wanted to E it.
Yes, just a bit of a panic button.
Here's the engage by Beyond Godly. No one else is.
I don't know if I get that fight. They're also in the wave.
Yeah, in the wave and stuff, but making them back up a little bit.
I suppose. Does cost them some health. Dragon is up in 30 seconds, so I would imagine that
we will see people bot lane eventually.
surely this will not be another Ari roam bot.
There is
Too
a
early.
good trade there. The Ezreal's definitely landing some hits on the Varus. Varus hit below 50% HP, and looks like we're going to see everybody except for the top laners in the bot lane. So things are happening. Things are happening, and there's going to be a massive Maokai ulti onto so many people. Onto so many people that probably Maokai probably ulti more people than he even expects to hit there.
Good Lissandra R.
Lissandra ulti is going to go in, and then there is the TK as well. Ooh.
Okay. A trade,
Okay.
1 for 1.
One ends up 1 for 1. Some low health bars and a plate.
They get the
going
plate, I
over
suppose.
to Cowboys. It's going
That
to be
being
4
said, the
to
health
4. It
bars are
is
definitely
exactly
nicer, so-
even on the gold right now.
True. Although that dragon should be going the way of Cowboys, unless Etoe wants to go for another steal.
Be the
Does not look like it, though.
Be the third neutral objective. All 3 of these early game objectives going over the Cowboys, so they do some dragon stacking here. Unless Sejuani can do something
even.
crazy, and we're not going to see it even. The gold is completely even, but the objectives so far have been in favor of the Cowboys, getting all 3 grubbies and both of the early dragons.
Despite being, I'm going to say, relatively dominant in the laning, the Ezreal is down in farm a good chunk.
Yeah. They did do a good job that that gank that resulted in the death of both the bot laners for Glacial Golems, I think. It's whenever really opened up a CS lead for Varus.
True.
And then it's hard for Ezreal to catch up whenever he's in lane alone a lot. Not necessarily pressure them off or anything, but has been doing a good job just trading back. Right, trades in terms of HP, but look at the money.
It's
It's
the
about
objectives,
400
but-
in favor of about 400 in favor of Varus. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah. Until the Ezreal gets it back, they should definitely not be looking to fight. Oh.
And there is the ultimate from Lissandra. Is that going to be enough? To
My
go? Oh, here
goodness.
is a
What a
third
champion.
person.
It doesn't even matter. He wins that trade too in the 1v1.
Oh my god, and he goes in and potentially goes for the kill. And but Sejuani is here as well. Oh, but Vi is here. And both top laners may go down to the jungler. Oh, but Linian is alive. Oh my god, the shield, and Bessa is a ridiculous champion. And there's the flash from Aku. Aku's looking for more. And oh my god, and Bessa lives.
Greedy.
And Bessa
You greedy
lives.
bastard, you Linian. Going in there? You didn't need to do that. You even had Ari coming with ulti.
Oh man. But Linian lives. And the top side that has been so strong for Glacial Golems, struggling in this game. Well, at least, yeah, Yone is. Aku's doing just fine. 0-1 and 4 with 100% KP.
The Sejuani does Sejuani.
Yeah, Sejuani.
Here's
Yeah.
John.
Johnny is doing okay, but so is the Vi. The Vi is doing very much so okay. 3-0 and 1.
Indeed. The Herald is up now. Also, it seems like they're going for a lane swap here on the bot side. And
After Lineage was getting so much attention, but was fine actually.
yeah. We will see, because whoever gets the
Swap
next tower
to-
will
yeah,
also
these,
get the...
defeats.
Indeed.
I mean, this feat seems to be, at least the Monster Hunter feat is heavily in favor of Cowboys.
Yeah,
now
they've
getting the
already
red card, yeah.
locked that thing down.
Yeah.
They've gotten every neutral objective so far.
And now they're looking for the
yeah,
mid
okay,
lane
looks
tower.
like- Ooh, but will they be able to get it before they get bot tower?
They're looking for it. Here's a teleport coming from Ari. And Lillian, oh my god, this Ambessa champion has so many gashes and
Jesus.
shields. And that's going to be the first tower getting taken in the mid lane. It is going to be the feats. And they're going to look at top side. They're trying to do it top side. Was that on purpose? They're going for it. And there's a teleport coming in.
Is he going for this kill?
What
I
is
feel like
happening?
you just ended
And,
mid.
meanwile,
Okay,
Ibis is looking for a kill. Is going to
Ibis
get it.
kill.
Ooh.
Brother.
Oh.
You don't need to go 1v3ing like that. Jesus.
Looking for Zakatura. Looks like they're going to look for this top lane tower.
Bit of a bold play, but yeah, they're
And the top lane tower should go down. And Cowboys is going to take 2 towers here.
Yeah, they're tempted.
And Golems are still looking for their
White
first. So
insane right
the
now.
objectives here, heavily in favor of Cowboys. And there is a dragon spawning in under 30 seconds. You're having yet another Infernal game. We had an Infernal game earlier on in the series.
Looks like the top laners will not be joining us. However, Ambessa does not have TP while Yone does, so there's some opportunity there, but Yone is missing R. That will make team fighting a substantially more difficult task for the Yone. Cat Cowboys do have mid prio, so Lissandra will have to match that. So Cat Cowboys do have the initiative here. Oh,
There's
the Ari R
ulti
comes out a bit early. I guess worried
Ari,
about like
yeah.
a Varus R or something like that.
Yeah. There's some on the way pings. They're not looking to just give this up. They're going to fight for this one. And here's the ultimate onto Maokai. Adrian is going to get it carried below.
TP here. Looks
They
like
do
they're
have
just going to go for the
numbers
Dragon
advantage,
Rush.
and they do get the Dragon. The Dragon is going over to the Glacial Golems. Now they have the number advantage. That's going to shut down on Varus, going over to Varus. Shut down on Vi, going over to Varus. And there is the ultimate over the wall. No, but now here is the re-engage. And Bessa is all over the place, but that's a double kill for Varus. Varus is looking for more. That's a triple kill for Varus. Varus is still alive, and there is looking for more. That could be a quadra kill. It's going to go over to the Lissandra. But still, lots of 4-4-1 team fight for the Golems, and it's 8-8. As well as getting the Dragon, they're able to get a big one team fight there and even out the kills. And now they're only down like 800.
Yeah, they were just not able to get through the front line of Sejuani Tamkench.
Yeah, that is a difficult front
And
line
with
to
that
get through.
Lissandra R just letting them kind of one-shot the buy is not... It's not really much tank busting that you have. Oh, Ari looking for revenge.
Yep. That should be pretty easy. Ari doesn't have to actually hit anything there. She could just like, my auto-targeting things will just do the damage I need here, really.
Yeah, Ari also didn't have R for that last fight. She used it
right,
early against the
true.
Tom Kench, right? So,
Yeah.
and then of course when you combine the Yone TP early, whereas Ambessa was a bit late. Yeah. A little bit of a scuffed fight from Cat Cowboys to take, for sure. Oh, will they go on the Yone?
Nah, they're distracted
They will
by
not.
Ward. Yeah, sometimes the ward is saving lives. The ward saves lives. Like, oh, you know, you probably didn't even have to necessarily clear that ward. If you just went straight in, you may have had good enough position despite the ward to still get the kill. But you stopped to clear the ward, and now they can walk out.
Listen, Ward is like 100 gold if you think about it, right? Because it's 75, and then it costs 30 to buy it. So that's like 3 control warriors. That's a kill right there. They are definitely looking to get some prio over this Otacon, though.
Woo!
Oh.
And
this could be
Doctor just walks into them
a
in the bush.
deceived Yone. Oh, and this Tom Kench is a bit out.
And Ari
Let's get
is
out.
here. It does have ultimate available.
They should just be able to kite this out.
Yeah. Looks to be just fine. Ari still has 2
And
charges
they have
left of ulti.
the Ambessa just chilling top lane, taking that tier 2.
Oh, yep. Meanwhile, top lane. So they're going on. They're trying to do this Otacon. I'm not sure if they decide that they're going to peel off of it. They decide they're not going to continue the Otacon. They're going to peel off of it as Otacon heals up and does a lot of AoE damage. Meanwhile, topside. Yeah, Linian is just going to try to take the tier 2. And that's what. And Cowboys are like, if we get that, we're happy. We're good. They aren't going to get it.
Probably a wise decision, considering that they had no ultis from the 4 members that are there, whereas on the side of Glacial, they have every ulti. So it might have been a bit dicey of a 4v4. Although they would have been best at
Still goes
TP.
in favor of the Cowboys. Cowboys having a little bit of a kill lead now. And now they are looking to start it up again, so they are going to re-engage.
Maokai's in a bit of a dicey position
Maokai
here.
is in trouble. There's a teleport coming in from Mbessa, but they're also taking the Otacon. Here is Mbessa, but the Vi is already low. And now, did they just leash Otacon? They may have just leashed Otacon. There's the engagement. Might be on Gali. And Nate's going to go back on. He steals the Otacon. Nate goes back in. He steals the Otacon. Vi is going to hit the ultimate. Vi is getting the Otacon and gets 2 kills. It's a killing spree. Now, Cowboys looking like they could potentially win, but Aku is incredibly tanky. There's going to be the
Yone
barrier.
as well.
And Yone is here. And the ultimate is going to get hit from Aku. That's going to be a triple kill for the Lasazo to shutdown going over to Yone. And they win the fight. So it ends up being a 2 for 4. Glacial Golems win the fight. Cowboys able to steal the Otacon. A Nate made classics as Ointment, but they lose the fight afterwards. And this ends up just being back and forth. It's only 300 gold separates the team here at 22 minutes.
Yep. These objectives, though, are still kind of leaning the Cowboys for sure.
Yep.
The Grubs, the Otacon having a slight dragon advantage.
Yeah, the towers.
And
I mean, this tower is about to go down.
True. And Dragon is up in 30 seconds. We're getting a little bit of a non-stop action here.
Yep. We'll
Fighting
see.
off cooldown.
If we get the dragon here, and then in this
All of the
Baron will
ultimates
probably be up soon after that.
These Glacial Golem ults are a little bit farther behind, although they have a couple of key ones like Lissandra and Varus. This is a bit of a cutout.
TK is tanky.
They gave him a bit more respect than theoretically.
Yeah,
They didn't have the back. They didn't know that. They didn't know that.
Certainly TK's team is there. And the team was a little bit farther behind.
Yeah, but they had no idea.
Yeah.
So they
So
gave him their
Golems are
respect.
going to have the positioning here for this dragon.
It's a
And
4v4.
do the Cowboys let it happen? Yeah, Ezreal's not there. Ezreal won't get there in time, so yeah. That's going to be, and that's fine. They do have the Dragons advantage. So now it's going to be 2-2 on the Dragons. And a ever so slight gold. I mean, the gold is essentially even at this point.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
At this point, like, having gold in your inventory matters more.
Yeah.
Because what it shows up top doesn't matter when, you know, some players sitting on 400 gold. That changes everything.
Yeah, true.
The items are
And
relatively even with
Baron
everybody having
is,
except for the supports.
yep. Baron is under a minute away now.
Surely they're not starting Baron on spawn like they have every other objective.
I don't know. Oh, looks like big maybe. They are setting up here in the top side. Abiagami is here though. But the Golems are up here top side too. Ezreal's in the mid lane. It definitely looks like there's on the way picks for Ari to get the bot lane tower.
You should be able to.
Yeah,
I can't really see the HP bar, but it looks like it's
Easy
low and there's a
tower.
way. Okay, as
Yeah, easy bot lane tower. Oh, and they're able to stop the recall. And Henry Rock's recalling in front of Cowboys. The disrespect. And Ether is going to get split into the tower. Is going to flash out. Is going to get killed. So it's going to be a 1-for-1 so far. It's going to be the support for the ADC.
probably a trade that Glacial Golems are okay with, considering they got more sums out of it.
And
But
it's not going to lead to the Baron right now.
yeah,
Ooh, the charm over the
charm.
wall is going to land.
You know, I haven't seen Ibis on Victor in a while. I feel like that was a staple like a BTL season or two ago. What happened to that pick?
Yeah. There was already a victor picked in this game, though, in this match.
That's true. That's just true. I feel like I just see this guy on Yasuo or Yone or Ari every other game.
True. I think they have some victor games, though.
That's probably true.
Maybe just doesn't like Arcane Victor look.
A valid stance.
A little bit of a lull as we kind of posture around this Baron.
And probably nothing's going to happen, and then in 2 minutes, this dragon fight will be where things go down.
Maybe we'll see a trade.
Surely not. These guys just want to fight 24/7. Ooh.
That's a little bit of an engage there. The vision advantage right now is in Glacial Golems for the Baron, especially if they get this. Yeah, Glacial Golems have a huge vision advantage here around the Baron. And they're going to, in fact, use that to start the Baron. Baron is started. There's a teleport coming in from Ari. They're 100% are aware. They have to be wary of Maokai ulti here. There's the Maokai ulti. It's going to land on not too many of them, though. And there is the Lissandra ultimate. And Maokai is dead. And Ibis is dead as well. That's going to be 2. Cowboys dead. The Sejuani ultimate is not going to land, but Glacial Golems now looking pretty healthy. We'll see what happens if Steel Myself is able to put down some damage. And there is the flash forward. A lot of damage going on to the Yone, but the Yone is going to get consumed by the Tahm Kench. And Steel Myself is going to try to do some damage. And there's the flash forward from Ibiagali onto Steel Myself. Steel Myself is going to just go down to Tahm Kench. Lickety lick. And it's going to be 4 members down for 1. Henry Rocks goes down, but 4 members of Cowboys goes down. And that's going to be a 1-team fight for the Glacial Golems.
Doesn't look like they're going to go for Baron, but they should get this dragon for free.
Yeah, the dragon's up in 30 seconds. They should be able to have to swing on the dragon, and they're going to get the tower.
Yup. Very good fight from the Glacial Golems. Normally when people decide to fight Barons, it doesn't go too well. But they baited it very well. And Bessa was just not at all in the bait, so it was just the 4v5. Okay, some posturing going on. Cowboys currently have a little bit more pressure, but they do burn the Ari ulti here. And Glacial Golems are going to use that. Oh,
there's the Maokai ultimate, and there's the Ezreal ultimate, and a lot of that. Those are big ultis to not. Well, Ezreal ultis, man, but the Maokai ulti is a big ulti to not do much. And there is the flash forward going to land on Ari. Oh my God! Henry Rocks with the flash forward ultimate that's going to land on Ari. Ari is gone. An incredible ultimate from Varus, and there's the Lissandra ultimate as well. And that's a killing spree for IB Ungodly. And how do the Cowboys fight this? Nate Babe is still trying in the back, but it's going to go down as well. And this looks like it's just going to be a clean team fight for the Glacial Golems. A double kill for Tahm Kench. The Tahm Kench has been picking up a lot of kills here. Now it's a 22-14 lead for the Golems. They're up 5K. That flash ultimate from Henry Rocks 22. Absolutely incredible. Sniping out Ibis in the middle of the crowd. And
Yeah, these have
that's
just
gonna be
been
the
5v5s, and that's gonna go in the way of the team that has a bunch of beefy frontliners and AoE champions.
Yeah, AoE, CC. Yep.
Yeah. Cat Cowboys have all these
Cat
champions
Cowboys
that are
want
like
to be
pick
the
champions.
yeah, but they're up
not getting the
against
picks.
they're up against Lissandra TK.
True, but I mean, even then, you know,
really
if you can just one shot the Tom Kench, then like maybe it's playable.
The
But
Tom
they're-
Kench has been getting way too much money. This Tom Kench is not what it's not easy to one shot. He
This
is
is true.
beefy. They
This
do
is
need
true.
to kill TK, but TK is not so. The people that they would need to kill is not so easy to kill. The Sejuani is 0-1 and 19, by the way. Also very difficult to kill.
Very high KP.
Yeah, and they don't have good damage to tanks. Ezreal is not fantastic at that at all. That front to back is really tough for them. That front to back is really, really tough for them. It's really hard for them to fight these fights. They're seeing it more and more every fight. Like, man, what do we do here? How do we get an advantage? They had good macro in the early game, but now these fights are really, really tough for them. Especially with Ibis getting picked out right there. I think Ibis is a large part of some of the damage they can do.
But at that point in time, he'd already burned his R and everything, so it's kind of rough. Okay, Yone has scaled.
Woo!
Yone
has in fact scaled.
Yeah, he's quite a bit of gold up now against the Ambessa, even though it doesn't really look like it from the kills. He's got 3 items, including IE, so...
Okay, yep. Yeah, scaled. And, yeah, these Ezreal pokes right now to that front line, they're going for it, going for Henrietta. And they're trying, and they just simply can't do it. They can't do it. They went for Henry Rocks, and they didn't even have to use a Tom Kench ultimate on him. He was completely fine, and there is an unstoppable there. They tried to make a play. There is more CC, and that's just the team fight just goes so heavily in favor. And look at this. Tom Kench can't even be killed. He can't even kill TK. He can't even kill TK. And it's just going to be another one-team fight. It's an ace for the Glacial Golem. The Glacial Golem is looking to take out the number 1 seed.
Now, either this is the greatest Ambessa play I've ever seen in my life, or this is GG.
And Ambessa's gonna go in for the ultimate onto Henry Rocks. And looking for but Lissandra goes golden. That's gonna be an ace. And that's gonna be the Nexus Tower. That's gonna be the Cat Cowboys going down to the Glacial Golems. Cat Fraud Boy, says Moitman in the chat. And it's the GG's. Glacial Golems take the victory and the number 1 seed. At least for now. There'll be more games had like later this week that could also potentially go on. But they just made the seeding at the top so very interesting. The most damage in the game there done by Steal Myself. Ezreal tried. Ezreal did 40. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ezreal did 40,000 damage and had 2 kills. Ezreal did 40,000 damage.
Putting out numbers.
Oh my god. 40,190 damage and 2 kills. 2 and 6. That Ezreal is 2 and 6 and did like more than double the damage of anyone else on the enemy team. That's crazy. Oh man. Oh man. All right. And that's gonna be game to go into the Golems. Who is our MVP? I said I would probably give it to one of the top side. I was thinking it was probably gonna be Zakatura, but Aku came out 0-1 and 24 in this last game, and then in the Zinzao game, I think Aku ended up doing a little bit better. I was thinking Zakatura for that for the community. I mean, the Kennen. I think the Kennen was probably.
It kind of depends on how much you value the loss, because I think if you can't value the loss, then Zakatura put in a bunch of work there. But if you only care about the wins, then you could say Aku definitely did a lot more this game, for example.
Yeah. I guess I'm gonna give it to Aku.
Okay. Fair enough.
Who even is Aku with the one that begins with an A? Up there.
It's the one. Yeah. Okay. It's got like a blue image, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Like a white bear.
Okay. It's probably this person. Is it this Aku?
It is.
Yeah. Hello.
Is Aku the way that you say it? Is it Aku?
Yeah.
Aku? Achu? Aku? Okay, cool. Okay. We're gonna give you the MVP. Congratulations to your team for taking on the. I mean, it was an intense series. I have to play. How I have to play against a Kupi matchup. Foolish Sam. Do you get Samurai Jack references for your name often or?
I actually don't know.
No, okay. Maybe that was just me whenever I saw it. I was like, wait, isn't that the guy? Isn't it Aku? I mean, I know it's spelled differently, I'm pretty sure. I was like, that's the name of the guy from Samurai Jack. And you were up against his, I was like, oh, now every single time you were, I think it's, maybe I did this. Because every single time you went in, I was like, foolish Samurai Warrior. But hopefully some people got that joke. Anyways, let's have your teammate, Red Strike here. Ask some, what questions you got for Aku?
How am I supposed to ask questions to my teammate? I feel like you got to carry this one.
You could ask some questions
I don't know.
about this series. The series, man. Okay, I guess I should ask. I didn't have anyone off the top of my head. I mean, it was an intense series. Did you guys have confidence coming into this that you could take on the Cowboys? Obviously, they're the number one seed, and you guys are right behind. So this was a pretty. Were you guys aware of how important this game was for seeding?
Yeah, like almost right away, we wanted to make sure that we were kind of like taking over the number one spot.
Okay.
You know, after game one, we had like a kind of a mindset, but I think we forced too much bot, and it did not work out for us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
kind of like game 2 and 3, we kind of slowed it down a bit more, tried not to force any fights early game, and kind of like scale and let them come to us, and it seemed to really work out.
Yeah, I think that's an important part right there. The let them come to us. It seems in game two that's exactly what I thought was your strategy. Whenever you're up against the Diana and the Yasuo and the Rel, the incredible engage that Cowboys had, and you guys drafted the Kennen and the Galio and the Zin's out. It feels like you guys were really all about, well, if they engage on us, we just win that because we are happy to be engaged on whenever we have Kennen. And happen to be engaged on whenever you have Galio. Was that part of the strategy for game number 2? And it seems like you guys did something similar in game number 3. Just like let them jump onto us, and that's how we're gonna fight the fights.
Yeah, I think game 2 originally we picked Zinzao first, and
Yeah.
it wasn't really necessarily for kind of like a support, but as soon as we saw the Diana and Yasuo picks,
Mm-hmm.
that was pretty much our entire mindset between mid and top. Even though it was like a Yasuo mid into Galio, we just thought as soon as they engaged, they're just gonna get shut down immediately and blown up.
Yeah.
And then kind of like the same thing in game 3. As soon as we saw them pick Vi, we're like, well, their
TK.
mindset's going to be engage immediately. So peeling with Sej and Yone is just a
Mhm.
good combo. And then once they picked it, like Ari, we're like, okay, well, they're gonna be looking for hard engages. So Tom Kench was our big choice after
Yep.
we banned the Rakan.
Yeah. I thought that was super good. The Tom Kent and the Lysandra, I think, also did a fantastic job. Now, whenever they engage on you guys again, you had this incredible counter engage, and then it felt like at the end there they just simply couldn't really fight you guys. But that was an incredible back and forth game. I was wondering how you guys felt like with that game full intense until you guys started winning. It was like you lost all of the early neutral objectives. Did that like cause you guys any anxiety or problems whenever like, yeah, we lost the first dragon and the second dragon and the grubs and the towers?
Um, I mean, I feel like we did that every game. We kind of like gave up the first objectives. It wasn't the thing that we wanted to do, but
Mhm.
once we realized that we weren't really in a good spot in that release stage, we kind of just gave it up and we're like, refresh our mindset and focus on the next ones.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Red Shark, you got nothing? You don't want to ask
I
nothing?
got nothing.
You got nothing.
I got nothing.
All right. Do you have any shout outs, Aku?
Shout out my team where we bounced back after game 1, and just
Huge.
shout out that we're on top now.
That's huge. That's true. Cowboys go down to number 2 seed. Now this is temporary because this is now. So now you guys are 6-2. Cowboys are 6-2, and John Port Jerkers and Maria's Dungeon play this week, and they're both 5-2. So one of those are going to be 6-2. So going into week 9, we're going to have 3 teams at the top of 6-2. By the way, that's.
I believe if JPJ wins that, then actually no. I think regardless we're
Did-
first
did-
because we beat both of those teams.
Oh, did you beat JPJ?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, you guys would have more wins against tied opponents. You just need to make sure that you beat the Mingos next week. Do you guys have any concerns? Did you watch the game yesterday that the Mingos played against DOV Tigers?
I did not. I was kind of.
It was an interesting series to say the least.
It
That
was-
is for sure.
Yeah, it was very interesting. In fact, yeah. So the Mingos are just a wild card. I feel like if you've seen them before, I mean, we'll see if they can avoid. If you can avoid getting them to play into their game. I don't know. The Mingos. I'm not sure if you, because you're new. I'm not sure if you know much about how the Mingos gameplay typically goes, but they feel like it's always an interesting game, and they're very good at getting teams to go down into the mud with them. But the mud is like where they live.
I have not played against them, but I'm kind of excited to play against everyone. You know, I've only played 3 weeks now, 4 weeks.
Okay.
But
Something like that.
just excited for playoffs to come around.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, if you want games, we just int and get in Gauntlet. Then you get more.
Yeah, you get a lot of games. Yeah, you get a lot of games if you get into the gauntlet. But you guys looks like you'll be pretty solidly probably part of the top 3 seeds. I don't think there's a situation where you don't end up top 3. Well, I guess if you lose to Mingos and you end up 6-3, then there are more possibilities of stuff that could happen. So,
I would imagine that we would get like lowest is 4th though.
Yeah, probably.
It probably depends on the tiebreakers, because I mean.
Yeah, because
point,
DPS.
we beat some of the other people that are on the top seeds, but also we've lost to like DPS, and say we lose to Mingos, then it's kind of.
Yeah.
We'll
DPS
have fun
can
dealing
still
with
be
that.
6-3. You guys will be ahead of Mingos no matter what, because you can't get 4 losses. Because the worst record you could have is 6-3. Mingo's best record would be 5-4. But DPS and Maria's and JPJ all have the potential to be at an equal record with you still.
Who did we lose to? It was DPS and one other team.
DOV. You guys lost to DOV Tigers. You got 2.
I wasn't in that game.
Round 4, you guys got 2.
That sounds
to DOV
right.
Tigers, yeah.
Okay. I don't think DOV Tigers can get
DOV
there, so I think
Tigers
that would mean that we would probably win almost any head-to-head. So
yeah, I think so.
we should be chilling. We'll find out. There'll be some weird way that the math goes, knowing how things have been the past few seasons with tiebreakers.
Yep. All right. Well,
it's always been fun.
Thank you to Aku for coming in here, Red Shark for helping with the casting. We do have another match that is starting pretty much immediately, as it should have started 4 minutes ago. I believe we're going to have someone else come in and actually do the production, and hopefully Old Sad Boy is able to actually help, and hopefully I could grab a little bit of dinner. So that's going to be DPS versus Knights of Ishtar, so some classic.
That's an OG matchup right there.
Some OG matchups. Yeah, DPS and Knights of Ishtar, 2 teams that have been in BTL for a long time. DPS has been looking good. Recently, Knights of Ishtar have been struggling, but they're 3-4. While DPS is 4-3, Knights of Ishtar definitely still have potential to climb up the ranks a bit.
If you're listening to this, Knights of Ishtar, just pick Chicken Nautilus, and you'll win. That's what you guys did. That's all I gotta say. And if he's not able to get Nautilus, just pick the closest champion to Nautilus that exists that's available.
All right, fair enough. We'll see what they do. Oh, dinner for Etoe. Okay, and then we're going to. So I'm actually going to take down the stream for a little bit as we transition into the next one. And we will catch you guys momentarily as soon as we get back up. So if you're looking to watch DPS versus Knights of Ishtar, don't change that number on the dial. We're going to be offline temporarily, but we're going to come back on with a different producer. Thank you for Red Strike. Thank you to Q. Congratulations to the Glacial Golems. Huge victory here.
GG.
Yeah, GG.